Beef, why do you have such a problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who you
pool house
are.
is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment.
Welcome, jerks. Not you, chat. Listen, this is Eddie or RJ. This is not me. This is Fake Max. But no, this.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm absolutely sure.
Because I just got here, so I don't know how it could be me.
Listen,
no, I just got here too, Max. I'm pretty sure you guys stopped lying, man.
No, not you, chat. Okay, Marcus. God damn, I didn't want to wake up with this shit. Listen, I could care less about DC right now. I could care less. I mean, I want to talk about because it's movie talk, but I just don't care about this shit anymore.
If you don't care, then why make a stream about it?
I mean, I don't care to watch it anymore. It's embarrassing. It's like your family member that embarrasses you constantly. It's something like someone you love,
but literally nothing's happening. Like
literally, things are happening, and it's a fucking joke.
Like now, what's going on? What's going on?
What is James Gunn arguing semantics and arguing over what is true, what is not again?
There was a Variety article that came out today.
I am even James Gunn. I'm a fan, James Gunn. But this is so stupid. Well, it's not true.
Somebody asked him.
Okay, what did he... Listen, I didn't even look at the tweet yet, okay? Here's what I'm going to say. He's like, it's not true. What's not true, James? Or is it not a full reboot, or is it? Well,
I'm going to announce it to somebody.
But so what's not true? That's some bullshit. I trust Variety more than I trust...
I'm telling you.
He likes to argue the intention of words and semantics and bullshit. He likes to do that. And I mean, I don't hate him. But it's a bad look. And then remember when I said delusional gun fans? Like, we've been, a lot of you have been just making constant weird memes and stuff on Snyder and stuff. But you even say that it's not a good look for James Gunn or for Warner Brothers, and you guys lose your mind. Like, I honestly, I didn't want to even wake up. I'm not gonna watch it unless it looks really, really good. I'm not.
Okay, so what he debunked was, because the Variety article mentioned that there's no plans for Wonder Woman in the first 3 years of his slate. He said that is not true. And then I asked him a question, and he responded to me saying, I don't know what's going on. Like he said, I'm not sure what they report about Ezra Miller, but I can tell you that it's not a 3-year plan. It's an 8 to 10 year plan. And we're announcing the first few projects in this month.
Well, I think what's going on here is that, and this is why where's my thumbnail? Hold on a second. Hey, Anthony's here. Anthony, are you getting sick of this James Gunn stuff online? It's like, it's not a good look. It's just constant. Well, I give a lot of credence to Variety. I honestly do.
Well, Variety.
I think they're trying to
look horrible.
I think. I understand, but every site made The Rock look horrible. Like every YouTuber made the Rock look horrible. But honestly, what I meant by like stop playing it. Oh, that's my other thumbnail. Don't trust.
Yeah,
it.
because you made so many.
I think Warner Brothers is reaching out to its specific people to try to get positive momentum towards the slate, and they want you to think, well, there's always a chance, just so you show up, and then they'll cancel shit anyway. Like for the Flash, like what are they doing in a month? They're gonna start spending $7 million promoting the Flash at the Super Bowl. So this is what I said: don't fall for it. This typical, well, it might not be a full. There's still a chance. Everything's up in the air. Go support your movie, and maybe you'll get to see. No, they don't. Stop it. And what the hell's happened with Gal?
She's done. She's not coming back.
Well, then why is he arguing that there's going to be a Wonder Woman movie in the first 3 years?
Well, because Variety said that Wonder Woman won't be in any of the movies, period, the first 3 years. And he said, no, it's not true. She will.
Well, to be fair, we don't know she's on.
Why is he arguing with people that she was booted? He's like, well, I didn't boot her. I just didn't use her. This is what's so stupid.
Well, he's playing the Hollywood political game. You have to be really political with some answers sometimes.
No, it's not. People don't want politics in freaking entertainment. There's enough politics.
It's not politics. No. I'm not talking about actual politics. I'm talking about you have to be smart with the way you answer things.
He's not being smart.
I think he's being very deliberate with his words.
Me too.
Are argumentative in. He wants to make people look bad, which I don't get. Like everybody, all the trades, and it's not a good look. I don't, and I'm allowed to say that. Like even Isaac's here. Just wait till the slate. I think he's calling me a dumbass. Listen, people pay attention to these trades, this variety and stuff. Yes. And it's not a good look to have these weird arguments in the press every week. I agree. Just wait for the slate. So I'm not going to tell the man what to do, but in my opinion, what I think he should say is we'll clarify during the slate. We'll clarify during the slate. Not false.
That's kind of what he's doing, though. He's clarifying at the same time and telling you, hey, just wait and be patient.
Okay.
I mean, like, what else would you like him to do at this point? He has to come out and... I mean, the only thing he could do at this point, which maybe he needs to do sooner rather than later, is just unveil the first couple of years of the slate, like he says he's going to.
I'm gonna
because people are so impatient.
If he's going to argue that I didn't boot Gal, just like he did, he's like, I don't hate Henry Cavill, but he doesn't use Henry Cavill, and he doesn't use Gal. I'm going to get pissed. Because I'm like, then why are you making these stupid arguments? I didn't boot her. Okay, James, are you going to use her? You're saying that you're going to use Wonder Woman in the first 3 years. Is it going to be Gal's Wonder Woman? That's what people want to know, but he's not going to answer that because it's probably not her.
Well, yeah, you're not going to say that.
He's going to have these weird ass arguments that I know you guys think, oh, he's clarifying everything and he's making it better. It's not making it better. There's so much. DC is confusing as it is. I think even Crazy Joe, even though he likes DC, their messaging is all over the place for years.
I don't agree with that at all.
Oh God. Okay, Crazy Joe, go ahead.
In fact, I've had people. I know I've been on Enosh streams and
you've called DC fans bitches.
Well, they are. I mean,
you can't make people pay the money to see these movies.
I mean, like, what do you call it? We just had an article.
Is broken. Confidence is broken.
I don't know why. I can't figure out.
I do. I know exactly.
Someone's going to have to explain it to me because I've never understood it. I mean, we have gotten, with the possible exception of Wonder Woman 84, and I'll say possible because I like the movie, but I know a lot of people don't. But with the possible exception of Wonder Woman 84. They've given us nothing but excellent movies since 2018. Ever since from Aquaman
I was muted.
What?
Who muted me?
It wasn't me.
You're not muted.
Oh.
Yeah,
it said someone unmuted my mic.
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead, Crazy Joe.
No, they've been just nailing it one after another since 2018, with the possible exception of Wonder Woman and the possible exception of Black Adam, because that didn't work for a lot of people. But if you look at the critic scores, all of them were certified fresh. It's been
tomato doesn't mean shit.
Well, it does. It means people liked it.
It doesn't.
It does. It literally
Sick of hearing
does.
this bullshit argument.
The average moviegoer goes by Rotten Tomatoes. They look at the review. You talk to the person down the street. You say, "You going to see that movie?" No, it got crappy reviews. I'm not going to go see it. That's what happened with Black Adam. Black Adam got bad reviews. People were like, "No, I heard that sucked. I'm not going." The reviews matter. They do.
I mean, that's an opinion, man. But there's lots of reasons people don't go. Lots of reasons. And I just don't see the consumer confidence. I mean, that's my opinion of the situation.
But how can you say it? But how can you?
They basically admitted that messaging was bad. They're like,
but how can we speak to consumer confidence when most of the movies over the last few years didn't even come out? Most of them were streaming.
That's exactly why there's not consumer confidence. They're they put all these pressure on these movies that have been delayed and are past the point of relevancy.
But then they say like, oh, Suicide Squad bombed. No, it didn't. It went direct to HBO. It went direct to HBO.
Can it be possible that confidence got shaken after the 2017 Justice League film?
Are you getting upset with me again, bro? He's in the news. I have this background on standby for when he says shit. Like I didn't delete this.
That's a good background.
I didn't delete this green screen because I'm like, oh, he's gonna say some shit again.
But does it?
I wish he would just be quiet. No, it doesn't.
Okay.
But we talk about consumer confidence. Can we say that confidence in DC has been shaken since 2017?
Yeah, since Justice League.
Yes. Okay,
so
go hashtag blame Zack Snyder again. Are you like CJH, George?
But no, I'm not. No. Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to blame Zack for what happened in 2017. But there's some people that have been shaken.
The messaging has been all over the place since then.
But there's some people that have also been shaken since 2016 with BVS. I'm not even saying Man of Steel.
BVS again. Okay, but they at least had a plan. People didn't like the plan, but it was at least a plan. Since then, the plan's been not that plan.
Hold on, though. Yeah. You just kind of admitted it. If people didn't like the plan, the audience kind of gave up on it. Then
you better have a new plan. But the new plan was, we don't really have a plan. We'll see what works, but not that plan.
Bro, it was literally the second movie overall of that universe, and people gave up on DC because of it. Like, come on.
It still made $800 million.
Yeah, but it was still under the expectations of the studio, though, and didn't make as much of a profit as we needed.
Because
we are still bringing this back to Zach. Oh my dear Lord!
It's not. Wait, hold on.
A lot of the problems are back during that era when they made.
You cannot like BVS. You cannot like Zack Snyder's version, and I'm not saying that Eddie or you don't. Okay, but it was at least a plan, and then they went to. We're not sure what we're doing.
Yes, but Max, I think what we're trying to say is that.
But I'm not even. I'm saying
support that plan.
I'm saying mixed messaging and bullshit, and you're not proving me wrong.
Wait, time out.
They're
the one who wrote BVS. They're the one who fucking told Zach, "Oh, put Batman." Zach already had a plan for Man of Steel 2 with David Goyer and Christopher Nolan. Let's do plans. No. Let's ask Batman because Christopher Nolan ended The Dark Knight Rises, that piece of shit movie. That's garbage. Let's do that. Let's do BVS, that movie that we've been trying to do for the last 20 years.
Okay, Devin, get on here, man. What's a bad plan to have Justice League go against Darkseid? That's a bad plan.
I'll say this. I know people are gonna get.
That's a bad plan.
Say this.
You would rather have Evil Barry and Helen Mirren make my monster grow. Repulsa, that's a better play. Like people still want to do this. Like blame Zach. I'm not even blaming.
I don't think anyone's trying to blame Zach. Well, I think what people are saying, what people are trying to get at, is that there's been a lot of issues since the beginning.
I mean,
because of bad management. Anyway, sorry, Eddie. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. You can say what you want, Max, but in reality, those are franchises that people actually like. People didn't like the fucking popular characters set within the universe when it came to those movies.
Listen,
and again, yes, I know they forced him to do all that stuff with BBS, but it still could have been a good fucking movie. But no, it wasn't. At least in my opinion, the general audience definitely didn't really resonate well with that movie. So what can you do?
There's
There's
a lot of people out there.
after. Listen, even if you don't like the Snyderverse, was anything after better than the Snyderverse in that plan?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What?
Shazam? Shazam, Aquaman,
Yeah,
Birds of
Shazam.
Prey, Suicide Squad.
Not
Birds of shit. Birds of shit.
Not Birds of Prey,
God,
but
Jesus.
Aquaman, Shazam, and the Suicide Squad, I agree, were better.
Oh my god!
Look, there are a lot of people that.
CJH, I'm glad you watched Project Justice League.
Oh my god!
But that
bro.
was an original. That was a little
You know who
draft,
came up with
and
that
he was
plan? You want to know who came up? Okay, Jeff Johns. Jim Lee. What else? Who was a part in that meeting group? And
oh my god!
Zach was there too.
This is what I mean.
Zach,
Zach,
the story, but
Zack Snyder derangement syndrome.
Actually, multiple times Zach already
Look
say
at this.
that's not even
Look at
happening.
this.
He say that was only plans. It doesn't mean
This
that
is
it's happening.
Christopher.
So, no.
You might. I'm not telling you to
Jesus
like
fucking Christ,
Snyder,
bro.
but to say it's the worst thing to happen to DCU. Oh my god! I guess it's subjective,
Look,
but you're far off.
So here's the thing: there are audience members that like Man of Steel and the Snyder Cut, but did not like Batman versus Superman, which was supposed to be the most hyped
Yes,
movie of all
we could
time.
admit that, yes, because the studio wanted to make that movie for the last fucking 20 years and failed. And they wrote the script before Zack Snyder
But it was at
told them he
least-
was going to be a Man of Steel.
But it was at least
Yes,
a
yes.
plan. It was a plan going forward. It's a
But
plan
is
to
the
assemble
plan
the
good or
Justice
bad?
League. And then they set this plan after that. What the fuck are you doing with the Justice League? Who is the Justice League going? They haven't done anything. Okay, you assembled the Justice League. You don't have to use Zack. Flash should have came out years ago if you're going to change course. And then do something else with the Justice League. Either way, you have the Justice League assembled and you do shit with it, and then you put Shazam against...
Well, that was smart. That was smart. They
What?
should have sat on the Justice
It's-
League for a while.
Sat on the Justice League.
Oh yeah, because the
Crazy
Justice League,
Joe,
the
you're
Justice
living
League
up to
failed.
your. I love all of you. I'm just having fun. With
No,
this.
it's
but
a
I
fact.
love all of you. But saying that, sidelining the Justice League, I cannot. I think that opinion is insane.
To be honest,
you know what a
you
fiasco
gotta have
Justice
a good
League was?
movie.
Here's the thing. Justice League was a toxic property after 2017. That movie bombed. It was a major disaster. And the best thing DC could have done was put those characters on the shelves, do other films, build back consumer confidence, which they were doing. Aquaman was the first $1 billion movie. Shazam, Birds of Prey, both certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Build back to consumer confidence, then start to pepper in the Justice League characters, which is exactly what they were going to do with the Flash movie. And once you've built the audience's confidence back up, then you bring the Justice League back, and now they're not as toxic a property anymore. It was a brilliant plan, quite frankly.
Assemble the Justice League and do nothing with them.
It's not like the Avengers, where the first film was not just a box office hit, but also a hit with critics and audiences. That's why you got so many
let's
Avenger
be honest.
movies.
Nobody in Marvel Studio thought that Avengers will ever hit $1 billion. That was a myth.
But
That
I
was a
think
myth,
James
and
Gunn
that's
is a smart man. I think all this Twitter and social media activity is just adding to the confusion. It's not clarifying anything until you now. And I agree with Isaac. Until now, I wish he would just be quiet until he announces his slate. I'm not.
He
telling
mostly
him
has been, but then this article came out, and then he had
It's
to
kind of
respond
hard to
because he had to
when-
respond to this article specifically because it's saying a lot of stuff about his plan that's not true. So I mean,
what about Gal?
About Wonder
Ezra?
Woman, about the character of Wonder Woman, and how many years they have planned out.
Yeah, well, I'm going to use Wonder. Okay, which version of Wonder Woman, James? That's what people really
Just
want
be
to know.
patient. Be patient, and you'll find out.
The thing is that he been saying I'm gonna use Aquaman, Batman, Superman, and Harley Quinn and whatever. Like a month ago, 2 months ago, he said that.
CJH, I want
So
to
of
go.
course
I
he's
want
gonna-
to listen. Here's an
God,
announcement.
bro.
I'm going.
This motherfucker's
I'm going.
delusional. Holy Jesus, bro.
I'm going to go one-on-one with you in another video, CJH. Should have
Please
scrapped
don't.
all
Can I-
Snyder's
Please
footage.
don't.
Okay.
Please
Can I be
don't.
honest? Can I be honest? If he would have did that, it probably would have been a
Valid
good
point.
movie.
I think CGH is just trolling you, Max.
I'll
No,
say
I don't
this:
think
it
so.
probably would have been a good movie if he would have did that, but they definitely did not have the money to do that or the time, so it made sense why he had
Money.
had
The
to
movie
get
cost like what, like $350 million?
Yeah,
Something
no,
like
that's what I'm
that.
saying. Like they already overspent on the movie.
Yeah. If he would have, but if it would have been from the beginning, I believe it would have been a good movie, in my opinion, at least.
But so Max, I'm confused. What? Why are you upset? What's the issue?
I'm tired of this nonsense and it being a joke all the time. And I believe that Warner Brothers PR is just reaching out to the trades to try to say, well, things are still up there. Go see Flash. Go see Shazam with Helen Mirren.
Well, hold on though. Why?
And I don't want to hate on Helen Mirren. I'm just like, they should have made her look better.
Can I paint a picture for you for a second? Let me
Please paint one better than the villains of Shazam 2. Yes.
Okay. Here's the position that he's in right now, James Gunn. Okay. He's the head of DC Films, about to reboot everything, basically, as far as we know.
No. False.
Hold on.
False. He sounds like Trump.
Let RJ finish.
He sounds like Trump. False. What's false?
Hold on. Let me finish.
Let me finish.
Don't
prepare yourself.
Hold on. As far as we know, he's about to head up DC Films with a new creative vision, which is most likely a reboot of some kind.
Totally false.
Meanwhile,
can we let RJ speak, please?
Yes.
Meanwhile, they have a bunch of movies coming out, 4 movies coming out this year, that they need to at least somewhat perform financially well. Why? Because this is a company that's strapped for cash and not doing well financially. So why would James Gunn undermine these movies now and not just let them come out and do what they're going to do to bring in some money for the studio? They're going to reboot regardless, but
because here's I have perfect answer for you.
He's not going to undermine these movies by saying, "Oh, we're recasting everyone."
He's not concerned with anything that he doesn't touch, but Warner Brothers PR is. They still want the movies to do good. So I think they're reaching out to the trades. This is my opinion what's going on. They're like, "Oh, we have to see how everything goes. We got to see,
because
see what
they
happens."
Want you to see the movies.
Yes,
still.
But he doesn't give a shit because it's not what he works on. That's my point.
I think he cares because he's a guy who's in Hollywood who cares about the talent.
Yeah, but he basically just like he's like that's not I didn't fire him. I didn't hire him.
It's not his story.
My Superman. That's not in my plan. So I didn't fire Cavill. Just like that's why I think is going on is Warner Brothers PR that still wants their projects to do good that are on the slate or reaching out to their usual variety and everything. Well, we got to see how it goes. You should go support Shazam 2. You should go support Flash because who knows? Things could still happen. Maybe. And then he's like, "Well, I don't give a shit about this. I didn't say that."
But let me ask you this: what's wrong with that philosophy of just going to see the movies and supporting them because you like the characters or you like the actors?
Because I'm tired of getting jerked around. Put a ring on it, bitches. Warner Brothers, put a ring on it or shut the hell up.
Damn.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you just see the movies and hope that they're good?
No, I'm not gonna. That's why I said don't fall for it. I'm not playing these stupid games. Of course, Warner Brothers PR is trying to say,
that's a problem right there. If going to the movies and seeing a movie is playing games, like, why are we putting the universe ahead of the movie? Like, let's just go see a movie.
What are you, Benson's?
Good, what?
Matt, what are you? Are you turning into Benson's? Take off the mask. What the hell's that about?
What, the furniture store?
No, he was making a comment saying you were going full cultist. Maybe that's what he's getting at.
Oh my god! Send it. I don't give a shit. Send it to him. One of you mother effer sends it to him anyway.
I don't.
But let's be real here. This isn't a James Gunn problem. This has been Warner Brothers for the last few years before Zaslav came in.
Oh,
so be annoyed at the old regime.
Hey,
Devin.
All right, now we can get Max versus Devin.
I love Devin. I just am so sick of this. I didn't even want to wake up. I'm like, oh god.
I don't know.
Stop.
I don't know if it's gonna be a versus me though. Like,
it's bad messaging.
I don't entirely disagree with Max's main point. Like, I think James Gunn should stay quiet.
Right. Because he's not clarifying anything. He's just arguing semantics and word games. And like, well, that's not what I really am going to do. But I really don't think he gives a shit about anything before he touches it. It's not his baby.
Well, again,
I don't agree with that.
You're asking someone in a very tough position to communicate and tell you that these movies don't matter when financially that's a dumb decision.
He's never gonna say they don't matter, but he's
still
arguing about I didn't do Gal Gadot, and everyone
does
anyone think he's using Gal Gadot?
I think
We
Gal
don't know.
Gadot's
We don't
coming
know.
back.
We
I
don't
don't
know.
think
We
I
don't
don't think
know.
Gal Gadot's being kicked out. I think she's coming back.
I don't know.
And that's a problem because I think she's not coming
I don't
back,
know.
Crazy Joe.
Well, she said she's coming back, and he
well,
said he
Well,
didn't
well, that
boot
was
her.
before. Well, in
this
fairness,
is
that
why
was
it's bad
before the
messaging.
Henry Cavill firing.
Because everyone pretty much knows she's not.
What
coming back.
messaging? But what does the what does the messaging matter at this point? What does it matter?
It's a joke. DC is a joke. It's like, and that
But they
hurts
haven't
me.
announced anything.
Well,
So
that's
like,
what
all
we're
of this,
waiting for. We're waiting
all
for
of
them
this,
to announce stuff.
Yeah, and this is why I think Gunn should just remain silent because
Yeah.
all of this shit will burn away once he announces something. Like once he announces what the next Wonder Woman is going to be, and he announces who's going to play Wonder Woman, then
Mel
all
Reed,
of this consternation is going to just burn away.
Jump on here. Your dinner can wait. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks. I wish you could tell Reed. Oh God, Matt Jarbo's here. Hey, Matt Jarbo, you're gonna school me, Matt.
He's outside. He's outside.
So is Gal coming back or not? That's all I really wanted. Not all these. Well, I didn't boot her. Well, are you going to use her, James, or not? That's all I wanted. That's all anyone really wants to know. Do you honestly think they're going to use Gal Jarbo? Actually, this is my favorite version.
Testing?
I think you're still
all right,
on this.
we hear you now.
Hello.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Oh boy, this is gonna get interesting.
Well, we did hear you when you said testing.
Sorry, I couldn't hear anybody. So, okay, I'm here now. I'm in my car. I'm working. So,
All right, Matt, go ahead, man. What's your take on that? I'm just extremely frustrated because I care, and I didn't even want to wake up. I'm like, God damn, James Gunn again.
You didn't want to wake
but here's
up.
here's the thing, Max. Deep down, it's over. You've known that it's over. You know that it's not coming back.
Well, what are you arguing with me? I agree. I'm like, stop playing games. This is probably Warner Brothers PR.
But this isn't.
Stop
But he's
playing-
not. But the thing is, though, people are talking about it. But you also have to look at what James has said himself. He didn't actually deny anything.
I know.
He's just
He does
obfuscating,
this.
and so he does that.
Yes.
He does that because he has to. If he like,
He doesn't
I was
have to
not
do
even.
it.
He kind of does because he understands that people will run with things and make it worse than it is. Like, you have to understand that the way that Gunn is approaching this is the exact opposite of Zack Snyder. Zack laid out crumbs for people to follow for years and drove his audience absolutely insane. Drove them insane,
This is the exact
waiting for this
opposite.
product. This is the opposite. It's him basically going like, well, we're going to announce things here pretty soon, so don't jump the gun, so to speak. And that's what they're doing.
I'm gonna say something that's become a phrase for me. You don't know that. You don't know that it didn't mean nothing, and then they shut it down again. They probably shut it down again.
No, dude, did you not read the Variety article? Toby Emmerich wanted a new Superman since 2018 when they fired him. In September 2018. Only reason why they brought him back is because Mike Abney and Pam DeLuca agreed with what The Rock had said because they got it out of steel. Literally, $250,000 for that cameo. He got a good payday. They thought that might be enough to invent the marketing push needed to make that movie successful, which it failed to do, which is exactly what I said happened. And it's been proven.
Well,
so why don't you let it go? Why don't you let it go?
Didn't Cavill get two more $250,000?
Well, it was $500,000 total. One for the Flash and one for that. Sorry, I was just talking about Black Adam in this particular case. But yes,
No,
you are
right.
correct. You are
You're
correct.
Ellie, stop it.
So that's what it. But Max, that's the whole point. Is like it was a gamble to put Cavill in there.
I'm not arguing this. I wanted to let it. I want to let it go. I'm not interested. I'm totally divested in this.
But dude, you're not divested into this because you're like fighting everybody over it.
It's seeing it. It's frustrating to hear this. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing being a DC fan right now. Still.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really? Is that any different than normal though?
No, it's not. It's just more escalated than normal.
So, I just clicked a link and I had no clue it was going to bring me here. And hi everybody.
Oh, you hit the wrong link.
I just saw a link and I said, "Ooh, where does this link go to?" And I'm here. So
Don't
hello,
click
people.
links you don't know, Sag.
Good job, Team MME, sending out links to it. I'm happy Saggy's here, but she's like, Like I don't know how
I just saw the link and I was like, oh, a StreamYard link, someone's streaming, and I click and then I see everybody, and then Matt and Max are yelling, and I'm like, oh, I came in just at the right time. Hi, Sean. Hi, Devin. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Why are we
Happy
yelling?
New
Max,
Year.
are you crying over movies again? Is that what's happening?
Yes, I am.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yes, I'm
God
so
damn,
sorry.
Max.
Are they using Saggy? Do you think James Gunn's going to use Gal Gadot or not?
I mean,
In your opinion.
In my opinion, I mean, honestly, I think he should keep her for a few more, but I don't really know if he's going to. It really depends on like how hard of a reboot are we talking here. Because I think if you're gonna go a reboot, you should just reboot the whole thing and screw it. But if you're like soft reboots to me are kind of like not really ideal. But yeah, overall, I think if he's gonna do a reboot, he should just reboot everything. Everybody needs to go and recast. But I think as far as Gal Gadot, I think he should keep her because she's only done a couple movies, and I think that since she's the first Wonder Woman, why not keep her for a few more? But if that's not the direction they're going to go in, I mean,
hey,
it sounds like they're super anticipating the Flash, though, which is the more to me that's the more interesting takeaway from that Variety article is that like they mentioned that they might still want to keep Ezra Miller around, but then when James Gunn is but then when James Gunn is asked about it, like he could easily quote unquote debunk that, but he just kind of like dismisses it rather not like debunk in a debunk way, but just kind of like he said something to the effect of. I haven't heard anything about the Ezra stuff.
It's still up in the air. Go see the movie.
Probably.
Let's see what happens.
But notice how.
Let Sean talk. Let Sean talk.
I want to hear Sean talk.
I was just gonna say that. Remember, the end of Peacemaker. Who were the two actors that had the comic relief, the have sex with a fish thing, blah blah? It was Ezra Miller and Jason Momoa. Okay, those are the two they really want back. And at least that's what I'm feeling from I mean, I know everyone's talking about Lobo and all this other kind of stuff. And if Ezra hasn't been in the news for a long time now, if that movie hits,
they're talking about it like they expect it to hit.
They talking about it because they're promoting it because they want you to
They
buy
didn't promote Black Adam like this. They aren't promoting Shazam like this.
Yeah, it sounds like they're sitting on something really special with that.
It's because honestly, you want me to answer that? They didn't promote Black Adam like that because it's like it's a Snyderverse type of movie. Yeah.
And I will say this:
Flash is directly in it.
Remember that Ezra Miller, according to James Gunn, when he was on Peacemaker, improv'd for like 18 to 22 minutes worth of footage. So they let him go, and they probably enjoyed all the outtakes and stuff that they took with him, bantering back and forth with Aquaman. So like my thinking is they like him and they understand he's got problems, but he said he was going to get mental health and all this other kind of stuff. And maybe by the time the Flash movie comes out, he'll be in everybody's good graces.
I think you're falling for the marketing, Sean.
No. Sean's right.
Marketing
Sean is 100% correct. When it comes to Ezra, what he said is true.
Listen, one of the things I want to point out is they did film a guy in a Batman suit because we saw the pictures on Instagram, but they didn't put him in that scene in Peacemaker. He wanted Superman in there because he's a huge Superman fan, but they didn't have a deal with Henry Cavill. I think James Gunn already has cast Superman. He knows who the guy is. It's a buddy of his. Just wait and see.
And people think I want James Gunn to fail. If you don't go where it was going, and you go and you do your own thing. Listen, let me finish though. Okay, fine. Then you better do it good. Like if you don't do this one route that was set up and you do something else, I don't want that to fail. If you stop this momentum with this, with these characters, these actors and actresses, and then you do something else, why would I want that to be bad? I'm just not.
Can I ask you just like an abstract question?
Sure.
Aren't you a little bit curious to see some other random person's take on Superman, even just a little bit?
I mean, of course, I eventually wanted to see it, but I'm so upset with. I was trying to think of a better word with not seeing what we could have with Superman and just going back to Superman's roots again. Oh, it's a different take. How different could it be? You know, we've seen young Superman before. We never get to the good shit, and this is not just Warner Brothers. The only one that gets to the good shit is Marvel. They eventually give you Thanos. They eventually give you the Infinity
It took a while
Saga.
to get there, though.
Yeah, but they planned it
A
and
long
they
while.
executed. So
Well,
I'm
but,
tired
I mean-
of going back to basics every time we get to the good shit. You know, I want to see the good shit.
Well,
Give me
I
the
think
good shit.
I think what you need. So where DC is at right now is basically that transitional period that Marvel was at after like Daredevil and Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, like after those movies, but before Iron Man. You know, like they had that same problem too, but they eventually hit. So I mean, I think you just kind of have to look at it in that term. Like, I know you don't want this to be the case.
I love you, man. I say it's a bad comparison. Ghost Rider is not the same as putting the Justice League together in presenting Darkseid or Steppenwolf in the mother boxes.
It's
The
not.
Justice League was
It's not.
together.
But
It was
it's
the
not.
easy-
It's not so much the characters I'm comparing.
the
it's
easy
It's
layup.
the fragmented. It's the fragmented studio
You could have
structure
done anything
and all
once
of
you
the
got
franchises.
you could have done anything once you got the Justice League.
Max.
Basically, there's a big bad. You get the Justice League together, and it's there.
Max,
I don't-
my thing is, Max, is like, why are the fans right now just not waiting to, like, the man hasn't done a thing yet. He hasn't really
that's
done a
false.
single
Oh, he's
project.
done a thing. He fired Henry Cavill.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he hasn't even done a project yet. Like, the project that James Gunn is starting, like, with this whole thing, hasn't even started yet. Like, he hasn't, nothing's come out. Right.
Everything's
Okay,
changed,
Henry Cavill's out, but again, how long was Henry Cavill going to be in that suit? How many more movies? The man wanted to probably do other projects too. Yes, he wanted to do another movie as Superman. Sorry, he didn't get that, but you act like he was going to be in that cape for a long duration of time.
Also, Toby Emmerich wanted him.
He would have gotten recasted
since
eventually.
2018.
Bro,
Like,
Toby,
since 2018.
of course,
for
Toby's
a while,
winning.
Max.
We know
Actor.
this. We know this.
So it was
as
like-
sucky as that would have been, they wanted to move on for a while.
Yeah,
from
in
what-
2018 they were like
I mean,
ready to move on.
Like I said, I loved Henry
it's-
Cavill, and the worst thing that happened to him was that he was told something that he thought it was going to happen, and was told it wasn't going to happen. But
If
overall,
the
him
studio
getting
treated
recast is
Robert
not the
Downey
end of it.
Jr. like this, and
they
I know there's a
well,
difference
not
because
everyone's Disney, unfortunately.
I'm saying if he got treated like this, the talent like
Well,
Robert
he
Downey
was
Jr.
treated like this for a little bit.
or Chris Evans got treated like this
Well,
by the studio,
Yeah,
people would riot.
I mean, that was the
Henry
case
Cavill-
with Robert Downey
There's a
Jr.
huge difference, though. Their movies were hits.
Yeah, Henry
those
Cavill
movies
didn't
were
bring in the
better.
amount of money that Robert Downey
I know
Jr.
that. I
and-
said there's a difference, but that's just like there's fans.
But that
of,
that
of
difference.
the
Well,
firemen.
but also Robert Downey Jr.
huge
didn't bring in the
implication of
money
difference.
either until the first
like-
Avengers movie. All
Well,
his
but
films-
that's the point. Is like it took a while. It
Right.
wasn't immediate.
Right.
It took
and,
a while.
And the thing is that I always ask, when we always have these really, and I'm sorry, it's a stupid conversation, because are you a fan of Superman or you are a fan of Henry Cavill? You can be both, sure, but at the end of the day, who are you more a fan of? The superhero, the fictional character? Because if that's the case, how many people played Superman, Max? It wasn't Henry Cavill was not the one and only.
I think that's an unfair argument, Saggy.
It's not an unfair argument, because what's
Yeah, because-
unfair is you guys
because-
getting mad at one actor.
Yeah,
One
no,
actor.
No.
Henry Cavill.
Just like
One
just
actor,
like,
bro.
Just like if James Bond didn't get his run and to get to do his final James Bond movie, if Daniel Craig wanted to say, I'm not feeling comfortable with this. If Harrison Ford,
Max,
no, I
actors
don't
come
think
and go
I
in
don't think
franchises,
I think mantles could be passed on.
It's a franchise. Actors come and go. The way to keep these characters alive is you're going to recast. If Christopher Reeve was still alive today, would they cast him as Superman now in 2023? No, he's too old. He'd be too old.
Overall, the studio killed Superman, brought him back to life, and did nothing with him.
I'm just
That
saying.
wasn't
arguing
I mean,
over,
a lot of that wasn't a function of the studio. A lot of that was a
Being
function
mad
of
about
the script
one
that they were
actor.
working
Before
with.
David Zaslav and Gunn.
That
came
was
in, you
a
gotta
more of
remember.
another.
And you guys don't even know if the
decision
next
to make
Superman
to
is
kill
going to
him.
be good or not. You don't even know yet. You don't even know if this guy could be a good Superman. You guys are already just jumping because you're not getting Henry.
I'm not. I'm fine with passing the mantle. I would, but I prefer that they complete an arc. Just like I was saying, I've been shouting at the rooftops. My whole problem with Hollywood is not identity politics or all this other bullshit. It's that they don't finish stories and then they start shit and they don't have a plan to end it or in the middle.
Okay, hold on, wait a second. In the chat, it's not a fair
Superman and
argument.
the Justice League. That's what's unfinished.
Wait a minute, and hold on.
Story.
Right, hold on, wait. It's not a fair argument. How many Batmans have we had around the same time with different actors?
Yeah, and if Christopher
At the same time.
If Christopher Nolan had
we have a Superman right now.
Had Batman with what's the guy that did Batman for Christopher
Wasn't
Nolan?
Keane supposed to play Batman for like another
Christian
2
Bale.
films?
How'd you get Christian Bale already?
Yeah, if Christian Bale said, I think I have to finish. I want to finish my arc, and then the studio shut that down, people would get upset there too. It's only fair.
Well, hold on.
Fair. And jerk around.
But
Christian Bale for years, like
But that's the thing. There's no story plot points dangling. Just with just as it,
there is.
What?
There
What
isn't.
plot
There isn't,
point?
Max. There isn't.
Like,
assembling the Justice League and then bringing Darkseid isn't a plot. It's just two action figures in a set that's facing each other. Like there wasn't really any story element in all of that stuff.
It's like
I'm not downplaying it. I'm not downplaying it.
It's bringing Thanos in and do nothing with it.
Think about what happened think about what they did with Black Adam. They just introduced the Justice Society just out of nowhere. Like you didn't have any, and it worked. It was the best part of the movie. You didn't have any long buildup of like, oh well, here's this character and his origin, and this character, this origin, and now they're all gonna assemble, and they have this big movie. No, they just brought him in, and it worked. Arguably, it was the best part of the movie.
And going back to
if you're saying that the best part of the whole DC arc prior is the assembly of the Justice League, then Black Adam proves that the best part of the last DC arc is meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. You could bring the Justice League together right off the bat and still build a story off of it that's more consequential than what you ended up with Justice League.
And let's go back to Christopher Nolan for a second. We talk about finishing his arc, but they could have ended it Dark Knight. There was the Dark Knight Rises was a separate story. They told a self-contained story in the Dark Knight.
It's not.
And then they told
Actually, Joe is correct. You could have ended the story with the Dark Knight.
You could have ended with any one of them. It's the same with the Marvel movies. You don't have to do another Captain Marvel movie. You don't have to do another Iron Man movie.
They are actively selling these universes. They are actively selling these universes.
Well, yeah, that's. Well, here's the thing too, and I want to mention
Blade is a universe of movies.
Let me ask you this, Max. Well, real quick. Max, are you upset that you're not going to see the conclusion of Michael Keaton's storyline? Because a lot of his movies are getting cut too.
Yes, I am. I don't want him removed. If they brought him back and we never get to see Michael Keaton, whatever they were planning, it is bullshit. Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah,
I'm
Harrison
Ford,
about that.
Michael Keaton's 70. Harrison Ford was 79 when he wrapped this last one, and he's 80 now. He'll be 81 when Indiana Jones 5 is released.
And
so I don't think the age thing isn't a big deal when it comes to, you look at Schwarzenegger still cranking out action films, and Stallone is still doing action films. It's like these guys will go as long as
they work with Harrison Ford to
them.
complete his arc. I mean,
well,
they work with,
and again, this is my thing. This is what I've been saying. And here's the thing, right? And I say this as somebody who liked the Snyder Cut. But the thing at the end of the day,
I'm not a gun hater.
Max, I know. Just hold on. Let me finish.
I'm going to see Guardians 3 opening weekend. How am I a gun hater?
Can we let our
what I was trying to say is that what is the sad reality of the situation is that if they truly thought it was going to make them money and it was a story worth continuing, they would have done so. But the reality of it is that Snyder fandom and the DC fandom as it currently exists is not a big enough group to move the needle anymore. It's not. And when you have a company that is strapped for cash,
are we blaming the fans?
Let me finish. When you have a company that is strapped for cash, they need to produce content. They need to maximize their revenue potential with DC. And it is not with an expensive universe that only appeals to a very niche audience. And that hurts me to say because I love the Snyder Cut and I wish we could have seen the story continue, but it wasn't financially viable.
I'm not even arguing. I'm not even arguing. I'm just, if you're gonna do something, just do it and stop with these games. They're
Max,
trying.
do you have the money? Do you have money? Do you have millions of dollars, bro? Because you say that, and it's
That's
like
why I'm here on
everyone.
It's not our money. That's the thing.
But I'm saying everyone keeps saying like they would love to do it if the money was there, but it's not. If the money,
I'm
was
not even
there,
arguing
they
to
would
do
be
it
able to do
anymore. I'm saying stop this bullshit. Like, oh well, the Warner Brothers PR potentially with Variety.
But
well, it's
do
up
you
in the air.
realize that
Go see
there's like
Flash. Go see Shazam 2. Go see these.
This is the same way that Marvel plays their games with like some of their stuff. Like they can't outright tell you that, oh yeah, like this is what's happening in Captain America 4. No,
everyone acts like they know 100% what the general audience thinks.
Well, listen, I will say this, that I think Jarbo has a good point about I could give two shits about gods that are immortal from all over the galaxy. Like when I want Batman, I think Batman, in a city fighting, not all these giant creatures coming from other planets and stuff. Like I don't think like that that's why I think the Matt Reeves universe is going to be pretty solid over there. And then CJ had a good point, why the R-rated, the dark movies? Go fun, happy, bright colors. Let's have a good time and stop being so drab with all this crap. Because the problem with, you got to sell toys too to kids. Kids, taking a kid to the Batman when somebody's hitting somebody. No, but the thing about
I can tell you a direct story about that, Sean, from my family Christmas. And that is that we had a white elephant gift exchange. And I think it was my dad that brought my nephew. He bought him a Black Adam action figure, and they didn't know what it was. They were like, "What is Black Adam?" And my dad was like, "Oh, it's a superhero. It's The Rock as a superhero." Blah blah blah. And then the kid liked it, and my brother-in-law was like, "Oh, I guess we got to go see that now." And then me and my oldest niece, who's like 14, she's like knows about this shit. Like we were both like, it's probably not the kind of movie you want to take
because he kills a bunch of
5-year-old to. Yeah,
it explodes them and
pretty openly violent.
I don't even want to see. I don't even want to see it anymore. I'm tired of playing games with it.
But Max,
and I would respond to EJC. No, I think you're wrong. Fire and gun is the absolute worst thing to do. No one's gonna pick up this shit now. No one's going to do anything with it.
The job. No one,
especially after this bad PR for a month or two.
I just want to say there's 123 people watching. Could you all hit the like button, please?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, do that. Hey, no, Jarbo talks about the 89 Batman being dark, and same with Batman Returns, but it was a different kind of dark. It wasn't the Riddler killing someone with a rug tool. I mean, and bludgeoning someone to death. Like, it's a different kind of dark. I'm not talking about
there was like a dark comedy aspect to those films.
Yeah, there was comedy. I mean, Jack Nicholson cracked jokes every
even Batman the animated series was dark, but it was still very kid friendly.
Listen,
yes,
I don't even care. Like at this point, I don't even want it to continue the Snyderverse. Because they're not going to actually do it. They're just going to.
It's not.
Thank you for the clarification.
I mean, to be fair,
Warner Brothers PR is just going to throw those nuggets out there. Well, let's see how it goes. That's why I say put a ring on it.
But Max, I think
stop all this mixed messaging.
Quick,
yes.
Hold on. Can Anthony talk? Because somebody's like, can Anthony? Anthony just started talking, and everyone just talked over him. Anthony, speak your piece.
I mean, James Gunn could bring back everybody in a Crisis movie like 10 years from now. Why wouldn't he?
Which is what I think is going to happen, honestly.
And I don't care anymore. Like,
if he bring back everybody, he could.
You assemble the Justice League, but maybe if we're extremely successful and you buy our other shit, we'll do this Elseworlds. I'm not falling for that shit anymore.
Nah, Cavill's not coming back after this bullshit.
No,
he's not. No way. No way in hell.
He shouldn't.
I mean, you say that, but I think time and money will change.
Same old Warner.
Andrew Garfield was mad at Sony after the Amazing Spider-Man. He came back after 8 years later.
Yeah, but this is the current regime that did this to him too, though.
It's
not like
the same people running Sony.
Well, it's the same people at Sony that did that to
got rid of
it's the same people.
No, Andrew came back because of Kevin Feige. No.
It was Kevin Feige that helped out a lot. But
it wasn't Sony. It wasn't Sony Feige.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say, Max, like I think the point that's being missed here by you specifically is that I feel like you're talking about them playing games, but what would you like them to do? They still have 4 movies coming out this year. They can't just magically.
Yeah,
they're
trying to give you false hope. Well, maybe we'll see how it goes once you pay for our tickets, and maybe we'll give you an Elseworlds where Cavill will work with you in the future. Wait, go see our shit, buy our tickets. I'm not playing,
but that's what they're supposed to do.
It's not like they're not making a movie. They're still making a movie. Like they're still
Can I just
casting
point
actors
out-
and filming shit.
Can I just point out Mask of Shy says, sorry, Sean, but you're wrong there. They're as dark as the comics that inspired them. True.
Thank you, Mask for Shy.
But with all the animated stuff that's out there now, I mean, look, I grew up, I was born in 75, so I grew up watching Super Friends and stuff like that, those cartoons, you know, when Batman and Robin guest starred on Scooby-Doo. Kids need to see this stuff, but they can't see Riddler bludgeoning someone's skull. It's just like you can't sell toys to that movie to children.
Well, just to build off of that real quick too, that's kind of like the funny thing about the MCU is that the MCU is very unique in that it appeals to everybody. Like kids can watch it and the adults can get into it too. But the MCU can get very dark too, just that for whatever reason it gets to a place where it doesn't exactly cross that line.
I want to pick Sean's brain on that because I kind of agree but disagree, because when it comes to toys, let's think of The Mandalorian. How many toys of Baby Yoda were sold, and those people have
but
not
those
seen
those are people that are 45 years old and above buying.
There was actually a story that
There's
came
kids.
out like
There's
last
kids
week.
that love Baby Yoda, and they never see Star Wars.
I know I've got a 3-year-old that has Baby Yoda pajamas,
love
and
how you say
she's
Star
only
Wars.
seen one clip of The Mandalorian with Baby Yoda in it.
Star Wars.
But the people that buy toys, for the most part, are like 35 and older, like for the most part.
Right.
But for when it comes to Star Wars and things like that, but superhero stuff is different. Kids are born with Spider-Man, pajamas on. I mean, it's just like Spider-Man, the colorful stuff. Batman used to be colorful till 89, but still, like, I remember when I was 16 years old, when 89 came out, and I had the Batmobile and the figures and everything. Even though I was 16, I bought all that stuff because it was a fun movie.
The weird thing is,
Well, before I forget my topic, sorry, Joe. I just want to say this real quick though, because it's like I get that, but when we're talking about superhero toys, because like we've come from an era where the superheroes are more campy, which is why kids were into these superheroes. I don't think they really care if it comes from if that toy comes from a darker movie they're not going to see, because all they see is Batman. They don't care if it's the Robert Pattinson Batman or the Michael Keaton Batman. It's just Batman to them. So I think they still don't have problems selling the toys.
Well, no.
Superman.
We'll see. The only thing I will say is I don't know if you've been in a toy aisle lately, but they reissued all of the Super Friends with new sculpts. You've got all of the brightly colored stuff, and everything that was on clearance was the Batman stuff, the black car, the black packaging, nobody was buying that, but the Super Friends were, blowing off.
Well, they were. That's what I was wanting to mention real quick. That, like, to Saggy's point, they were selling a ton of Matt Reeves Batman toys for kids. Now, I can't speak to how well they sold, but just for example, my local Walmart, they had a giant section dedicated to that movie for kids. Now, I don't know, again, I can't speak to toy sales. I'm not in that market. I don't know. But they did make an attempt to make at least the movie somewhat appealing to children via the merchandise. So.
Yeah, but you can't take an 8-year-old to the Batman. One, it's like 3 hours long, and they would just squirm in their chair. Two, there was too much eyeglass spy stuff going on, which is what Batman is in the comic books, but kids don't. That movie was not made for kids. The toys were made to dupe parents into getting them for kids because it's Batman. But in the end, those are not toys that kids could connect with that movie.
Well, like I said, though, it's still just Batman and Superman. Like I said, the kids who are fans of Spider-Man, Batman, all these superheroes, they only see the superheroes. They're not really caring about which version.
There have also been some studies that come out that show that Gen Z and younger adults aren't as big on the DC universe as as they are on Marvel and other properties. So I don't really
sorry,
know.
Joe. I did cut off Joe, so I'm sorry.
Okay.
The weird thing is, the really weird thing is, the DC characters in the DC universe has always been more lighthearted and more a little bit goofier than the Marvel universe. But for some reason, when they bring it to the screen, they keep trying to make it really dark. Like, I know a lot of the fans are like, oh, the R-rated cut of Batman v Superman should have been the theatrical cut. No, it shouldn't. But you've got 4 quadrant characters. They shouldn't. Batman and Superman shouldn't be R-rated. We all saw those characters as kids.
Still arguing the tone. I'm not even arguing for the Snyderverse anymore. Why are people bringing up the dark tone?
I'm
talking across the board.
But see, I think, look, again, it comes back to they always try to do the opposite of what Marvel does so that they can distance themselves and say we're not copying. It's the same thing. When Snyder came out with Man of Steel, then the next thing you know, it's like, boom, Batman versus Superman, put the Trinity together. Because they were told then when they were developing it, well, Marvel spent all this time doing one-offs and then merge them together. We're going to do the opposite. Let's put them all together and then we can give them their spin-off single movies. That was exactly their strategy, and that's what they've said publicly. So now it's like, oh shit, that didn't work. So let's start building a universe again, then have them all come back together again. But I'm telling you, I am absolutely correct. They went with the opposite. If they're going bright with jokes, we're going dark with sinister stuff. And then instead of building up to this big, where they all come together, we're going to start where they come together and then go. They did everything the opposite Marvel did to try to distance themselves, and it backfired. If they would have just followed the Marvel blueprint, none of us would be having this conversation right now at all. We wouldn't have it.
I agree.
I mean, I also disagree with the whole these characters should be really dark. 'Cause I mean, again, these are characters and franchises that have existed for a long time, and
they can be dark too, though.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Like, these characters have existed for a long time, so I think it's fine to once in a while have a dark story for a more mature audience, more mature fans who remember these characters. And I also sometimes like the darker versions because it's boring when it's always so campy, friendly, fun. And like I said, that's more kid friendly, which is cool. Not saying the stories are bad, but you have to remember there are people who grew up in generations and, they try to make it more mature for their enjoyment because now they're older. And sometimes the stuff that they did back in the day, which was kid friendly and we grew up with, it doesn't translate as you're getting an adult. So
I think it's also character dependent. It really depends on the character as well.
Yeah.
What character?
Well, the balance, the key in Marvel, the key about Marvel is that they found the balance. Like they're light and have jokes, but then there's a lot of really dark shit in those Marvel movies too, and in the TV shows as well. Like that's why, like,
but they're still not dark in imagery.
No, it's not. It's kind of like I saw something like it was a meme about like the Smiths, and it was like a picture of like cheerful girls and whatnot. And it's like these are the Smiths lyric, or these are the Smiths songs, how they sound, but these are the Smiths lyrics, and like it was a picture of like dark and gritty, and it's like that's right. Like the Smiths, their music is very cheerful and pop sounding, but the lyrical content is incredibly dark, and that's like what a Marvel movie is like. It presents cheerful. And its contents are actually very dark, very dark. Like the scene in Infinity War where Thor is like recounting all of his tragedies and he's like crying in front of Rocket. Like that was a grim moment. Like you don't
but you still had him talking to a
raccoon. And he was delivering these heavy moments with like an air of comedy in his delivery. So
but then the raccoon is cracking jokes too while he's doing it. Hey, it's okay, dude, buddy. It's like. Yeah, the kids like that. It's like
Infinity War opened with Thanos choking Loki out and snapping his neck right in front of his brother.
But you have to build.
It started dark
and gritty.
Tim Burton's Batman.
Tim Burton's Batman was not. I mean, it was dark because the colors were dark, but the movie wasn't.
Yeah, it was like a dark version of like the Cesar Romero era.
Which by the way, I love everything I love everything Tim Burton does.
We've never had an on-screen Batman that has like fantasy elements, or like Batman and Robin.
Well, the closest we got was like the Tim Burton, Joel Schumacher movies. And,
I think had those movies come out now, the world would have eaten those up.
Batman and Robin?
Yeah.
Maybe Batman Forever. I don't know about Batman and Robin.
No, I think like
Batman Forever did really good box office. I was
that
actually
was
back in the '90s. I was managing movie
That
theaters,
was-
and we were just crushing
big.
it.
Jim,
That film was
Jim
nice.
Carrey and Val Kilmer. They were at the top. They were both at the top of their game, and that movie came out at the right
You
time.
had Jim Carrey with that awful makeup and that green suit in a trailer right now, he'd get laughed off the internet.
Think about
No,
how
he's done
the
Dr.
internet
Robotnik. He
takes
does good.
movies and makes
Jim
memes
Carrey's
out of
still
them.
popular.
I'm bringing up the image.
I mean,
of Jim
look at
Carrey
Jim
Riddler.
Carrey, how crazy
it just-
he looked in Sonic, and everyone
Yeah,
ate that up.
It just depends on the delivery.
It
like
depends on the
that's-
delivery.
That's what I really like, because I trash DC every chance I get. Just for fun. Just for fun, really. But also because I just don't like it. But I did like that Harley Quinn show on HBO Max because it presented the DC world in a kind of like a Venture Brothers style gag comedy, which I thought it worked really well with. And all of the Kite Man is ridiculous on the face of it, but it worked really well in the context of that show. Like, you just have to find a way to make it work right.
The kids also need
Kids would love
Robin
this
to
nowadays, I'm
relate
sure.
to. Yeah, kids would love that.
Sure. Why not? Why not?
That would totally.
Why wouldn't they?
Dude,
Oh my God. I
I
loved it as a
think
kid.
kids like 10 and under would eat that shit up.
Jim Carrey was a
now.
right, but Jim Carrey was a really good Riddler.
We're arguing for these.
And just remember, he
Like
replaced
Mr. Freeze
Jim
was-
Carrey.
This is exactly why they
replaced-
went so dark. Is
Jim
after
Carrey
this failure
replaced Robin
I agree.
Williams,
I agree,
who was
Max.
originally attached to play the part. Was Robin Williams was attached to play the Riddler,
World
and
needs
he
him.
replaced him because at that
This
time
is what
Jim
created
Carrey
Batman
was
Begins.
huge.
Yeah, because
Yes.
they went too far because they didn't strike the balance because Batman and Robin.
They went
Batman
too
and Robin
far
went
with
way too
Batman
far.
and Robin.
Yeah,
I think
but
Batman and Robin is the one that went off the cliff with it. But
Look, Batman Forever.
Yeah,
had
I
but
will
some
continue-
would
moments in the film.
ate that up though. I think.
I will continue
The
to
meme
contend
world
that
for-
Batman Forever was worse than Batman and Robin.
No.
I think they're
disagree,
both
but-
pretty bad in my opinion, but I still enjoyed them.
Batman Forever had potential.
Crazy Joe, what's your take on Batman?
Batman Forever's not half bad.
Ooh,
Batman
God.
and Robin is a train
Ray
wreck.
just exposed
Ray is
the
calling Max out.
Yeah,
Ray,
no, I
caught in
like the
4K.
movie.
Caught in
right?
4K.
No, listen, Rhea. Okay, Rhea's calling me out. Rhea, I like the movie, but
Sure you do.
CJH is saying that kids nowadays need to see this and they
Yes.
would love it.
They would.
They would.
That's
I
different.
loved it as a
would.
kid.
I love it because of it. It's like a moment in time, and we'll never get that again.
I watched that movie as a kid
Max,
and I loved
This
it.
is
Max,
this is
all
what
the kids
created
love
Batman
listen,
Begins. This is why Warner
all
Brothers.
the
No, Batman
kids
and
love
Robin
Ronald
created Batman
McDonald
Begins.
and Jim Carrey's Ronald McDonald in
He
this.
is,
So I mean,
absolutely.
come on now.
Yeah.
He's a clown. Come on now.
So Max, do you feel better?
But we can't overlook Tommy Lee Jones' performance in this
No,
movie.
Tommy
either.
Lee
No, that
Jones
was-
was
yeah.
just over the top, phoned in performance. I thought, but it was still fun.
No, he didn't. I don't think he liked Jim Carrey.
I
didn't.
think
He hated
they
Jim
didn't get
Carrey.
along. They hated each
could
other.
have done Two-Face better, I think.
Yeah. Max, do you
Well-
feel better now?
No, I feel worse. This is
Why?
so.
Max,
Now-
this
now-
has been fun. Max, come on,
Well,
come on.
We got to the point now where we're thanks
Max,
to
you
CJH,
can't-
where everyone agrees that the world needs a Jim Carrey Riddler.
I mean,
Yeah, so you also
and,
can't-
and the same people that argue that Zack Snyder's that bring up Zack Snyder all the time, not me.
Zack
And the
Snyder
tone
killed off
is why
Riddler.
we're here.
You
Are,
just
are,
No.
are, are, yeah, but I'm
yeah, he
saying
did
are the
kill
ones
off
that like
Riddler
Matt
in
Reeves,
his
the
original
Batman,
script.
and that Riddler is really dark.
Listen, real
It's
quick.
darker
though. You
than
can't-
anything Zack Snyder did.
You
this
can't
Riddler.
deny that these interpretations, even Two-Faced with Tommy Lee Jones, are comic book accurate. Pull up a picture of Tommy Lee
100%.
Jones. Pull up a picture of the comic book character.
These are campier
That is-
than the Adam West series.
But they
But it was
were
more
comic
based
book
on the
accurate.
comic book. Yeah, that's what he's saying. They were more comic book accurate. Y'all
Mm,
comic
Even
book
I don't
fans.
know
Mr.
about
Freeze.
this. I don't know about this.
Even
What do you
Mr. Freeze.
mean?
I don't know about that.
Pull
The
up a
costume
picture of
is
Two-Face.
Max, the comic books and the way they did the makeup for TommyLee Jones was really, really
just
good.
like the comic book.
Yeah.
I
Like
think
his-
I think the point overall, because I feel like we're kind of like not in a bad way. I'm
Can I
just going
just
on
show
like a
this
tangent.
thing before?
Yes, but just let me
Okay.
finish making my point real
I'll show
quick.
your
I just
penis.
want
I don't wanna
to
see
say,
it.
yeah, no, don't do that.
No.
I think
Andy,
what's
Andy.
exciting about James Gunn taking things over, and what could be really good about it, and why people need to be patient, wait for the slate is that we could finally get a DC universe that strikes the right tone balance and also finally brings in new DC fans, because DC fandom as it currently exists right now is so fractious, so divided, and so niche at this point
Warner
that
Brothers.
it needs to bring in new people. You need to make new fans.
I mean,
get the kids on board, get the adults back on board, and that's okay, guys. It's okay for them to make movies that appeal to the general audience, to make new fans. New fans is what's going to keep DC alive.
I mean, James
and it's okay
Gunn
to reach out to different people.
Hinted that he likes All-Star Superman and Grant Morrison's Batman and Robin.
All I know is if, and this is the if James Gunn's projects and his little reboot is successful, I'm gonna remember all y'all faces in the chat. All Max,
Listen,
y'all are getting roasted.
Saggy, I said if you cancel what I wanted to see, you bet I really want it to be good. The worst thing that would be the worst case scenario is if they cancel everything and then it still sucks.
Oh,
I mean, if it sucks, I'll take that L. But if it's not,
no,
sucks,
but I don't want him to fail. I'm just not going to show up day one.
But listen,
you have to.
Gun Superman is.
You didn't put a ring on it, and now you got to tease me back. You know,
they could technically, because James Gunn also said he's working on Elseworld stuff, right? They could bring back Darkseid.
I'm not following that shit again. Maybe we'll get to you eventually. See, Sean's shaking his head too. That's what they've Warner. This is why that the Warner,
because there's only
everyone
one
wants to blame
Darkseid in the
Zach.
whole universe.
No, that you're not. This is why everyone wants to,
Don't fall
bring up
for it, guys.
Zack Snyder. No, Warner Brothers has been every time they get frustrated when they hear backlash, they're too reactionary, and they're like, "Well, maybe we'll get to it eventually. Just go see all our shit." This is why the fan base is so volatile, because they're tired of being jerked around.
Well, hold on there, real quick.
I didn't want to believe it at the I didn't want to believe it at the time. But Grace was right.
Isn't it exciting though?
Let me finish. Grace was right when she says, "I feel bad for you Snyder fans. They're never going to do it. They're just teasing you because they don't want to. They don't want to lose your money. They're not actually going to do shit." Sean, you agree, right?
Absolutely.
So this is why I said don't fall for it. We might do.
I want to hear Sean speak. Let's
it was like if the rumors that leaked of this promo from The Flash that they incorporated Christopher Reeve in one of the worlds as the Flash is like going through
in
the Speed Force,
Batman.
and then they also put in Christian Bale. You know, without putting in Ben Affleck or the current Superman as in a different world. They're over with it. They're not going to do it anymore. It's done. And I don't see Cavill coming back ever in 10 years. No.
But in the comics, isn't there only one Darkseid?
Yeah, but it'll be James Gunn's Darkseid.
The other Darkseid won't matter.
The other one won't matter. It'll be a redesign. It'll look similar, but not the same. Maybe it won't have glowing eyes. I mean, they're going to figure
kind of
it out.
the difference of how Thanos looked in Avengers versus how he looked in Infinity War.
Well, I have a question. Why in that promo for the Flash movie, one of the Flashes looked like the universe came from a place where they don't have a neck? Like, what was that about? It's very weird.
Because it's a very badly designed.
It was the Channing Tatum Flash.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. It's the 89 Batman costume.
He took the 89 Batman costume, cut the ears off, and it has the neck and everything. If you look at that picture and you pull it up, that's what happens. That Flash doesn't have a suit and then there's the clip in the trailer where he walks in and he goes, and he's looking up at something. That's the Batman suit.
So is he gonna...
And he takes it and spray paints it to be his suit. The problem is the material that Batman suit's made of going to take that kind of, speed, that heat, that kind of stuff. Who knows?
It has no neck.
But he has no neck.
Because
Batman doesn't have a neck in that suit.
Yeah.
Why does Batman not have a neck? Why do we?
Do you remember? Have you not seen the movie?
89
he was just like. That's how he moved in the movie.
Yeah, it was foam rubber. He couldn't move, so he made.
Oh,
big-
That's
okay,
why
I got the
Christian
joke.
Bale.
No, I did see the movie, but I didn't remember he didn't have a neck. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That is
Because they
what-
shot it in a way where you weren't going to think about it. But yeah.
What made me
Well,
annoyed
now I'm
today
thinking about it.
was
He has
the,
no neck.
maybe Ezra's not done. When they're
But-
so
but Max-
reactionary, all
Max,
they
the
have to
thing-
see is the
hold
Flash
on.
box
The
office
point I
the
wa-
first
the
weekend
la-
being under expectations.
Hold
like,
on.
well, Flash is done.
The last point I wanted to make, though, Max, doesn't it excite you that it's not just James Gunn's one universe, that you're going to get Elseworlds movies that could be literally whatever?
I don't believe we're going to get Elseworlds.
I'm not.
movies. I
I'm
don't
not
believe it.
falling for that dangling carrot anymore.
No, it's not a dingly carrot. It's just like
well,
it's
we'll
different
eventually
stories.
bear
It
other
could be
shit.
anything.
No,
I mean, if Joker 2 is still happening and the Batman 2 is still happening,
Yeah, I mean,
then
like the Penguin
Elseworlds
shooting,
is
like, in 3
possible.
months? Like in March and April?
Like
I can't
if I
find-
was James
this-
Gunn, I would
I
just
believe-
shut those down.
I believe the marketing plan is to try to say, oh well, maybe Flash will continue, and then see what happens in the box office. They're not going to continue the Flash.
Well, of course,
They're not
and
gonna
that's
continue
what I was going
Flash.
to mention earlier. When it comes to Ezra Miller continuing, I don't think it's a surefire bet at all because they're going to wait and see what
No.
the box office for this movie is.
No, but they are definitely using
they
the language right now to keep that door open for him.
Yeah,
they're
they don't
doing
wanna-
that just so they can get people to buy the tickets.
But
no,
again,
they aren't doing
no,
that to get people to
it's-
buy the tickets, Matt.
Yes.
They aren't doing that to get. No, they
Yes.
aren't. They aren't doing
Well,
that to get
maybe-
people to buy the tickets.
well,
They're
we'll
doing that
see.
because they think that maybe people will buy tickets. So
Yeah.
they're hedging their
So-
bets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because like the thing is, it's like it's
No one in the
you
comments
say
section
there's another
agrees with
Joker
me
movie.
tonight.
and like and
That's Sean's
Joaquin
hot
Phoenix not to be
takes.
Joker. We all know that Joaquin Phoenix is not going to stay as Joker. Like
I mean,
that's
the
like
other
not
thing
a sure
is
thing.
we've never gotten a comic accurate Joker. The closest
Oh my
we
God.
got was Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson was pretty comic accurate.
Yeah, that's
That's
why I
fine.
said.
That's fine. I don't care.
He's the
I don't care.
closest.
That's the thing that I like about all this is like I'm interested to see other people's interpretation of all this shit.
Yeah.
We've never gotten like Clayface or like.
That's not what
a
I said. I
Bane.
was saying that if Max doesn't like the James Gunn stuff and is going to get pissed off
Oh,
about that,
just wait.
maybe you'll like the other
Maybe
stuff.
we'll throw you a bone later on. Fuck that. No.
Oh, Max and the F
And give
word.
the underwear back to.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe I'm not a side bitch. Put a ring
Oh,
on it. Get the hell out of here.
Max is getting gangsta.
Yeah.
You're such a killjoy, man.
Maybe some weekend down in the future when my wife's
Again.
no.
Here's I literally
Wait, shut up. He was going. Why would you interrupt that? He
because
was going
Here's a
off.
question
dumb.
for
He's
Sean.
being dumb.
Would
I am
my
being
God.
you rather the blue Batman in DCU
Oh my God.
or
I'd love that.
Batman?
I would love it.
Gray Batman.
Yeah,
I would absolutely
Neither.
love to see
I
the
would
blue and
absolutely-
gray.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And it's about time we get that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd be
Long
fine with, I'd
overdue.
be fine with blue and
Long
gray.
overdue.
Maybe
Here's the
even
thing though.
underwear outside the pants.
Here's
Oh
what-
my goodness,
Here's what's
the
gonna
underwear
happen.
outside
Okay,
the pants.
when they announce the James Gunn movies, right? When James Gunn comes out on Twitter and announces his slate, Max is literally gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, this is cool. I'm excited now." It's literally exactly what's gonna happen. Exactly what's gonna happen. He's gonna be just fine. He's gonna be happy.
I
and
don't
be
trust,
just fine.
and I don't. Why's Crazy Joe? Crazy Joe's not running the show. Hold on.
I could.
No, that's all right.
My
I
point
love you.
being, Max, is that Max. My point
Bring
is
the
that-
common sense.
My point is, Max, is that you're a very fickle fan. And
No,
you
I'm
will be
not.
easily swayed.
I am
I
not
mean,
a fickle
they
fan.
killed off.
No, I'm not.
Okay, so Snyder's universe.
I'm a.
He killed off Dick Grayson. He was going to
Oh
have
my God.
Bruce
You got
and
derangement
Lois.
syndrome, CG.
Bruce and Lois were gonna.
I'm not even
date
talking
and have
about
a
Zack
baby.
Snyder.
Oh my.
Batman was going to be killed off, and then a new Batman would take
Well,
over.
when did that come out?
That
Not
was
too
his
long ago.
original plan. Yeah,
Oh,
and then Riddler was going to show up and die. So his whole universe was flawed.
That's shocking that George Clooney
We're-
is
we're-
higher
we're-
than Ben Affleck and Robert.
I mean, you
Pattinson.
could find sometimes. I'm not saying in this case you could find a pool. You could cherry pick pools that you want that area in your direction. I don't know. Morning consultant pool. What? Okay, Katie.
hey,
what-
wait a second.
I mean,
Can
that
you-
was a big.
can-
There was a broader study. That's just
Wait a second. That
sliver.
was all adults. Can you click on the other tabs? I want to see what Gen Xers say.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's
I mean, of
Gen
course.
Z. See, the new kids are liking Gen Xers, of course, are going to like that. Ben
Well,
Affleck.
you like what you grew up with.
Well, that's what I mean. So it's like you can't just
hate
go.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, and baby boomers probably went with Adam West. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I always thought George Clooney didn't get a fair shake.
I think this whole poll is just BS because, like, it's not BS, but it's like
it's whoever.
There's a bias.
Politicians bring out polls just try to spin their narrative too. It's cherry picking.
Cherry pick you.
Oh, good.
I think they could work the Pattinson universe like the Matt Reeves, but I don't think they will.
Now, Matt Reeves wants nothing to do with the comic book fantasy type stuff. He wants to keep it real in his mind, although it's not really.
Basically, what they couldn't do with Chris Nolan because of Heath Ledger passing away and all that.
Wouldn't it be really fascinating? Really fascinating what you think could actually happen is that if Robert Pattinson plays two different versions of Batman, where he plays Reeves' version and Gunn's version.
I don't think that's
but they
gonna
won't
happen.
actually directly say it's the same version. They'll be like, it is what it is.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, because they said they didn't want more than 3 Batmans.
It's the same actor, it's just a different Batman within that specific world. I don't know. I could see the possibility they use it, but
one of my pet peeves is with the Matt Reeves Batman. I hear people say it's the most comic accurate. But then I also hear people say, well, Superman couldn't exist in that world. They created a world where there couldn't be a Superman. And I'm like, well, then it's not comics accurate because in the comics, he lives in the same world as Superman.
I think they could have.
I know that guy.
They got cast someone that's almost like Kevin Costner.
See, and Max will be here to watch that movie day one.
What movie?
No matter how The Flash, you're going to be there day one.
Are you kidding me? I boycotted The Rise of Skywalker and Solo.
Yeah, and you regretted it. So what does that?
No, I didn't regret. I said
Yes,
I don't want to. I don't want to promote boycotts anymore. But I'm personally going to make my own decisions.
I didn't go see.
If anything, you would just watch it, just talk shit about it the next day on the stream.
Who, me?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. The Flash.
No.
The new worst DCEU movie.
There's video proof of me not watching The Rise of Skywalker and watching a spoiler Grace Randolph
You know
review.
what you're doing by boycotting them.
No, I did not.
Boycotting the Snyder.
I'm sorry,
how
man.
I eventually watched The Rise.
Hey, Max, can you read this comment?
Max's boycotts are as useless as a condom with a hole in it. Okay. Saggy,
The
you know how I
Flash movie
actually
is the
first saw
Snyderverse.
Rise of Skywalker? Louis Lecca of Nerd Report gave me a digital copy.
Mr. Potato Head. We call him Mr. Potato Head now.
That is how I first saw the Rise.
Max.
Thank you, Louis Lecca.
Max.
Oh,
no. Max.
Oh,
His
God.
name.
Are you
We
serious?
don't say his name. He is Mr. Potato Head.
Isaac, clip
Can
that
someone
out.
actually? I don't want to attack people's looks, but I think he did first.
So then we
But
can
you
use
could
that
actually
against
put the
Max.
potato head things in
I have a
his
theory
head, and he
about
would
the
look
Snyder
the
Cut,
actor.
though.
Mr. Potato Head.
Wait,
That's
CJ, go ahead. What?
I have a theory about the Snyder Cut. So I think Warner Brothers gave him the money to finish off the CGI for Steppenwolf. But he went behind Warner Brothers' back to film extra footage.
God, Zack Snyder derangement syndrome, bro.
Well,
I'm not. No one's even talking about
yes
Zack.
and no.
Max is
They
like about
never
to
would
have
have
a heart
released
attack.
that movie on HBO Max if they didn't give him permission to do the Green Lantern and all that kind of stuff that he put
Well,
in
the
there.
Green Lantern scene he was not getting permission for. That scene was definitely not permission. That other than that, everything else he was.
Let me explain to you one more time.
That whole nightmare
For everyone to hear,
sequence.
they would not have put it on HBO Max if they didn't know. It's not like the executives don't watch the movie ahead of time. They see it, and they would have said something, but they didn't. So they let him do it. He didn't sneak anything in. He did what he wanted. They gave him his a la carte to finish his vision. Alf.
Is that Alf?
Hi,
Max.
Max. Max. Where's Willie?
Willie.
I'm looking for Willie.
Who's Willie?
I think Jarbo's trying to come back. I had to go anyway because I had to wake up early in the morning. But Max, I hope that you can sleep soundly tonight, knowing
Let
that James
Jarbo-
Gunn.
I don't want to wake up.
Let Jarbo in because he probably
You're
is
already
going to keep on
awake.
something I
I
said.
don't want to wake up with this DC nonsense.
You're gonna be
Jarbo's
fine,
still
Max.
on the
Things are gonna
back.
be just fine.
Max
Just
wakes
relax.
up and it's like
Should play that
DC announced
Evanescence
that
song.
There's a Max movie.
Oh, I'm so sick of this.
You know he's just doing this for show. He's gonna watch
Okay,
everything.
Jarbo, what did I get wrong?
What are you talking about, bro?
Hold on, I'm eating. One sec.
Actually, I'm not a bitch. You don't shit on me. I keep coming back. I'm not taking this bullshit.
Wait, you eat shit? That's
No.
gross.
I'm sick.
Wow.
I'm sick of this
You
stuff.
kidding me? It's full of protein.
Yeah,
every
it's got a
single movie,
spongy
man.
texture.
No, I don't. I didn't.
Oh, Max eats
I
poo-poo.
didn't see.
Hey, Saggy, what is bubble tea made of?
Oh God.
Tapioca pearls.
What's the? Yeah, I know. What's the viscosity of the
A gummy.
boba?
A gummy
Mhm.
bear.
You know exactly what it is.
It's a gummy.
It's squirming in your tummy.
Yeah, well, at least it's not
I'll be a
poopy.
good little boy because James Gunn said there might be an Elseworlds and they might bring everything back
You tried it, Matt. You
eventually.
tried
I'll be a good little
Max.
boy and pay for all that shit until then. Yeah.
Oh my God, Max. I'm a good little boy, Spanky.
He definitely didn't
Max,
say
this
that.
is what happens when you're a
definitely never
40-year-old
said that,
man
man.
without children.
I
I
didn't
feel
say
that's
that.
funny.
Assumptions, man.
Oh, Matt, come on.
What? No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If you're getting this worked up about a Superman, the thing, it's kind of ridiculous. It's like there's other things in
Yes,
this
these
world.
movies are more than just movies to me. I've freely admitted this. I don't say, we're arguing about movies. They're my life. I love entertainment.
They are. You spend how much time a day do you spend
saves
watching like
lives.
John Campia?
I haven't watched John Campia in a while.
I'm sorry, I'm
Though,
laughing at Sean's reaction to Max
make a
saying
point
he
about
Yes.
means so much to
Jarbo's-
me in my life. Sean's
They're more
eyes
than my
grew-
life.
Sean's eyes were like, "Get help, buddy."
They say
Max is all like, I would leave my wife for Henry
No,
Cavill.
Well, I mean,
to
he
come back
literally
Superman."
said twice tonight that he didn't want to wake up.
Well, he says that every day, but that's just
No,
that's just
but-
unfortunate. That's midlife crisis for you right there, Devin. That's what happens.
Jarbo's take
when I
on
was
the
at my
God
darkest
thing.
days, when I was very depressed, when I had to seek help, some of the things that helped are looking forward to things I love, like event films or music or
That's
video
nice,
games.
That's fair.
And they can save people's lives because
Absolutely.
they bring joy when there's darkness. And
If
they give it
Marvel-
escape. So yes, entertainment is more than just movies to me.
But
and it is
but-
to a lot of people.
But
Maybe, yes.
you do need some perspective in that too.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But,
I love your chat.
Jarbo's take on the God. not being
James.
real.
Oh wow, I deliver people's food. I did it during a pandemic when people were too afraid to
That
leave their
brings
home for
joy.
fear of dying. We lost over 2 million Americans. God forbid I provided a service while being paid to put my life at risk. You pedantic fuck.
Hey, I'm 40 without kids.
Wow. Who's he
Hey,
talking
who are we talking? Why is
Oh, that figure
Jarbo, where'd
figure
that come
drawing.
from?
Figure drawing is like the fucking just bloodiest pussy I've ever fucking come
Oh,
across.
come
in
on,
this
come on. I like figure drawing.
Why? Because he gives you $1. He gives you
No,
$1.
he didn't even
This
get
guy
me.
is the definition of a person who needs a Midol IV drip.
What have I missed? Am I missing? Is there something in the comment section that
Someone
set
doesn't
you
like
off?
Jarbo and
No, he talks a lot of crap. I said Max is 40 without kids. All right, I'm just giving him shit. That's all it is. I'm a friend giving a friend shit, and you're just like, get a real job. You deliver food. What do you like? You're here all the time. Like, what do you do for work outside of probably just sucking cock?
All right.
You know? Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. Come to my channel, I'll say it to your face there too. I don't fuck care.
I'm only laughing.
Hey,
because
Matt,
I'm
he's
only
providing
laughing
a
at Sean's
service.
reaction.
He's
I'm
providing
only
a
laughing at
Sucking
Sean's
sucking cock is providing a service.
All right, well,
You're all right, Joe. You're
well,
all
we're
right.
just-
Yeah.
we're
If
distracting
more
from it.
people sucked cock, maybe we'd all be in a better place, right?
I agree with that.
There you go. Sean's like, how do you think I got in on the industry? Casting couch, baby. Sucking lots of dick. But he doesn't swallow because he's classy.
All right.
Oh my goodness. Well, really, that's a bit on the chat.
I'm listen. Every time you guys go at it, my eyes go to
I still
Sean
love
because
you.
I'm like, Devin's used to this now,
I still
and
love you
I've
figure
watched
drawing,
Sean.
and I know you personally haven't paid me $1 you or a gift membership, but I still love you.
I'm dying, bro. Sean's reaction to everything. Sometimes it's Sean, sometimes it's Devin. Devin also wide eyes certain things that are said, and I just crack up because it's
wow,
beautiful.
I just found something.
Someone
that,
will be DMing Max later on and saying I'm a horrible person and I shouldn't be on here and yada yada
That
yada.
happens every day.
It does have. I know it does. I know. I'm told. You
I
guys
know
don't
it
understand.
because-
I'm told
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
shit.
and you should tell people don't concern me with stuff that happens in Max's DM group.
He said that Sean doesn't swallow because he's classy. I can't.
I don't know how to. I don't know how to reel this in, Ray. I don't.
I
know.
thought swallowing was classy. You know? I don't know the rules anymore.
I don't know. I didn't want to assume, Saggy. I didn't want to assume. You know, I figured
don't
like
even know what's happening.
no one ever talks about swallowing anymore. It's all spitting it out, right? Ever since Linda Tripp, it's just been the blue dress, right? It's always
Linda
about the
Tripp?
blue. That's an old reference.
Yeah, what are you, fucking Dennis Miller over here?
Oh.
Keeping it topical for the kids.
Let me tell you about the Linda Tripp.
I'm gonna break out my fucking 40-year-old reference.
That definitely ages all of us.
Yeah,
I
I understood the reference.
I'm
Makes
gonna
you feel
break out
even
some
older.
Dan Quayle jokes coming now.
I just didn't know that spitting was classy. I thought it was the swallow that was classy. You threw me all off with that one, Jarbo.
That's what I aim to do. I'm a disruptor.
I was all messed up.
Are
I'm
you
like,
about
wait a
to go
minute.
live or something? Is this why you're
I'm
going
crying,
so
bro.
hard?
Well, I was out doing driving, but it was slow tonight, and yeah, I am going live. I was gonna go and make fun of The Rock, but now I got to go and make fun of James Gunn a little bit. So
Even you're questioning James Gunn a little bit.
well, actually, no. I'm only questioning him from the perspective of like, should we believe what he says outside of what he is not saying? You know what I mean? Like, it's look at what he's not saying versus what he is saying, and that's the whole point.
And
like,
I keep saying every time he posts a picture of
Oh,
a certain
God.
comic book thing, I'm telling you that's he's giving you the crumbs.
oh, he probably is. I have no doubt in my mind that he's heading in that direction, and that's, you know what, good for him. Like, they're gonna build up to
Enosh,
it.
I love you, bro, but you're falling for it. He has his thumbnail that says Ezra remains. Though.
No, that's not what he said at all. It's not what he said at all.
I can't see because I hit notification. I thumbs it up, but
Are we doing the mailbag?
maybe.
I bet you. I better get a
We're
link
talking
because,
about
you know, I'm an Ezra Shield, so I have to be on that.
Ezra
panel.
remains. Oh
I'm
my
an
God.
Ezra Shield.
Ezra, Ezra, come on. We all can agree that Ezra is. It doesn't matter how well the Flash does. Ezra.
They're just trying to get you to go. That's all.
Yeah, they're just trying to get you to. I mean, look,
Then
I
we
think we're all
actually
going to go see
agree.
it.
I'm not.
I don't.
You're not going to go see the
You will.
Flash?
Unless it looks amazing.
Whatever, dude. Everyone's going to go see it.
He's gonna go see it.
One
It's
of those
got to be the
times
Snyderverse
you'll
send
go
off.
see
You're gonna go see it.
I'll go if Ezra takes me.
I think
Yeah, I mean, you
whoever's going to replace Ezra is probably going to show up in the last scene of the Flash.
I think
Grant
they're gonna
Gustin.
I think they're gonna put Flash
It's
on
not
ice.
gonna be Grant
It's not
Gustin.
gonna be
Hey,
any
it's
of
not
the
Grant
actors.
Gustin,
Do you
dude.
know what?
How
Do you
do
know
you
what
know?
Grant Gustin
How do you
has?
know, Turbo?
Do you know what
How
Grant
do I
Gustin has in
know?
common with a '90s
How
pop
did you know?
band?
it's Grant?
Tony.
Wait, I want to
this
hear
is a-
crazy. I want to hear Joe's joke. God damn it.
Do you know what Grant Gustin has in common with a '90s pop band?
Shit.
He's better than Ezra.
Can we
Oh,
get
listen.
either?
Bye, Joe.
Can we get either?
I
a
can't.
Wait, I don't. Wait, I don't get
Barry?
it. Did I? I don't get
That
it.
was a justified
Or
booting.
can we
Better
get
than Ezra as a
Wally
'90s
West?
fan.
Oh, see
Stop
that I didn't get it.
using
Oh, okay.
Barry Allen.
That's another 35-year-old reference.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's out by time. I didn't get it.
Linda
I was
Tripp
like,
would have
what?
loved that joke if she were.
All
here.
right. Well, I have to.
Your kids
put
would have
this up.
loved that joke. One day they'll get it when they're older.
I love you, Tony, but I don't like bringing this up, and I don't even know about
But-
it.
No, what he's
That's-
trying to do is he's trying to go back on an old thing. I told a story back when I was 15. I was kicked out of a church, believe it or not, for not impregnating a 13-year-old.
I don't want to even talk about
And so a couple of years ago, when everything went down, people tried to frame that, or I should say, reframe that, as I assaulted this girl, which I never did. Because my story hasn't changed since 1997, but of course, it's an old thing that Tony here is just wanting to pull out because he's got no other discernible talent known to man. That's
Tony.
all. But
I
hey,
would
feel
be
free
on
to
sucking
give.
dick.
Feel free. Well, I don't even want to qualify that. Because just because he has a penis doesn't mean he's good at sucking it. You know what I mean? Like, probably fondling it because he seems like a little bit of a ball licker, but it's just like he doesn't go full Monty. You know what I mean? He just not even just the tip. But listen, every conservative accusation is really just a confession at this point. We all know
that. James Gunn might.
Sean just showed us his dick sucking skills, and I'm done.
All right.
I don't know what you're saying, C.
He gargles.
This right here.
This might be the best stream ever.
This is fun. This is fun.
I'm dying inside.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. You got. I just want to go back to this ballless fucker figure drawing here. Garbo is talking shit about Tony for no reason. I'm going to assume that there's no testicles. I don't care if there's a sack. It's deflated. It looks like Skywalker's head. All right, that's all it really boils down to.
Let's stop.
All right. If anything, let's hope to God he was kicked by a cow. And it's just like let the air out of the bag. He's shooting blanks. Let's just hope to God.
I'm going to remove you because I don't want to go too personal. Okay, man.
Max, I'm clearly being hyperbolic over the top.
I don't like talking about people's things like that.
It's what, dude. Do you think I'm being serious in anything that I'm saying? Like,
I don't like talking about Skywalker's appearance.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, he has nothing to do with this specific argument. He has nothing to do with it.
Like a sample.
Oh, come on, Saggy. That's not cool.
Fuck that
This
guy.
could be your new Superman.
Fuck that guy. His head looks like a ball sack. I don't give a shit.
No,
This guy's going to be your new Superman.
I disavow.
After all the shit they said about me, fuck that ball sack head looking motherfucker.
Oh, God.
I'm done. I'm sorry. Damn it,
As far as I know, Skywalker's a vet. I don't know what he went through, and I don't want to.
Being a vet doesn't make you a good person. All right, I lived in a military town. It doesn't make you a good person.
I don't want to comment on someone's personal.
Sorry, Devin. Love you. I couldn't stop laughing.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't like
my
friends, but I don't like
the military. He's a scumbag.
I will say, I think on Monday we'll hear the slate.
Yeah, so
hope
James
so.
Gunn. Let's
I
talk
hope
about
so.
this 10-year plan, huh?
I think it's coming.
No, don't you know it's actually 3?
It wouldn't make
This
sense
could
to be
be
a
your
3-year
new
plan.
Superman.
It's going to take 3 years to put one movie out.
Who is this?
I don't know why they said 3.
It's
It's Wolfgang Koretz or something. I don't know.
Who?
is
Oh, he's
he?
handsome.
He should be serving coffee at Starbucks.
By the way, Sean, as long as we're discussing how you've lasted in the industry so long, I did find your ass on YouTube.
Oh, did you?
I thought you were gonna say you found his ass on OnlyFans. I don't know why.
I mean, I was gonna wonder if he was if he was found by a Bryan Singer pool party.
Oh shit!
We should ask Robert Meyer Burnett that.
Oof.
Oh.
All right,
Matt, I gotta give you a hard time, Matt. You should have gone on that stream.
Nah, man. Nah, you know why I didn't go on that stream? Did you read his tweets to me? He's like, he's inviting himself to my house.
Well, I know, but
Like, he could come to my stream. I told him he could come on my stream, and he's like, I'm going on my stream.
My house.
Still, I gave Doomcock a hard time when he wouldn't take your challenge. I think you should have taken his challenge.
Nah, because he insinuated that I called him a racist. I never did.
Well,
he
that's
went
true.
out there saying that I called him a racist, which I never did.
Yeah, you
and
did.
so I'm like,
He
if
was
you're
like a
gonna make,
Nazi.
I never called. No, I said you hang out with bigots.
He does.
Here's photographic evidence of you with bigots at a bar. You know, and he's like, whoa, man, whoa, I'm not a racist. Like, I didn't call you one.
I'm racist. I don't like Klingons.
Well, they did kill Kirk's son.
I look the same in a Superman shirt.
Raya's not really wrong about San Diego.
Yeah, I got one thing to say to that
I'm
guy,
sorry. Where
and
did
I
this
would
San
say-
Diego come from?
I don't even know.
Like, all right, we're shitting on San Diego. Let's go.
Whoa, wait, hold on here. Hold on. What part of San Diego? If we're talking East County, man, yes, 100%. Because I lived in East County, so I know how bad it gets. But I love San Diego. It's a great city.
Oh my God.
My alt-right origins. Just because I got
have-
Donald Trump elected according to one book published in 2017 doesn't mean I'm alt-right.
I have breaking news about Blue Beetle as well.
I'm not making that up, by the way. There is a
What are
book
they
out there
taking-
that
what are they
legitimately
taking
says
as a
that.
Blue Beetle? That's it. That's all they say. That's the image.
Could be the start of the DCU.
We knew this. We know this. We know this. All right, some.
Hey, Jarbo, you're in the chat.
Isaac's
Am I in the chat?
Yeah, see right there, Jarbo. You're in the
I
chat.
can't. I can't. Hold on. I can't.
Raya,
see
why
there.
are you apologizing for Derail? This
What
was
is that?
wildly derailed.
What is the
7 times.
microphone interviewing?
City exists.
For the record, I blame Matt Jarbo
Oh,
for
it's
this going
trash.
to shit, and I apologize. to
Oh,
Devin
everyone
for
blames me for
ears.
going to shit. It's fine.
I'm sorry for your ears, Devin.
And
felt
I was
bad.
just here to suck
I was gonna
cock.
cry. Oh my god, Sean!
Please tell me somebody can clip that. Max, at the end of this stream, I need you to isolate Sean's audio, which you can do, and we can get that clip.
I'm gonna do the crying game after this. I'm not.
You're gonna do the what? You're gonna wait, hold on. You're gonna do the crying game after this?
Yeah, I'm so.
Finkel is Einhorn.
I didn't
Einhorn
realize
is
how-
Finkel.
Einhorn is.
I didn't realize how based Sean was. Based as Sean is fucking. I'm here for it. I'm so here for it, dude. Sean just was like, at the beginning, Sean was kind of like, what the fuck is happening? This stream is getting crazy. They're like, fuck it, I'm all in. I suck dick.
That's what I do. I bring out of people.
Because the whole panel said, "Oh, the audience would love this." Now.
I didn't say the same thing. You
would.
said the whole panel. I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
Why are we
good.
back
It
to the
was
Jim
CGH.
Carrey story?
This blew my
And
fucking
Sean
mind. I'm like,
and
what?
Jubo and
The
Jubo.
modern audiences love this. Arnold
You
is
love
Mr.
it,
Freeze.
Mark. Wow.
No.
Max 100%. If that suit was out there for you to buy, you'd buy that and wear it around your house.
No,
All right,
I would
since
not.
Isaac wants
Yes,
it,
you would.
I will apologize. I am sorry for everyone else's derailment of this stream. It went out of hand, and I'm sorry. But the crazy thing is that we gained viewers during the derailment, honestly.
Yeah.
Which was funny.
I'm also
So to quote Dwayne the Rock Johnson
Tony.
in a positive, you're welcome.
I also want to apologize. I also want to apologize for blowing out Devin's ears and not in the way that would have been more exciting for both of us.
I think it's kind of.
Well, I mean, it wasn't so much. It was you and Jarbo. Jarbo was coming in really, really hot.
Oh, sorry. It's
Blowing who? Oh, ears. Okay.
Let me. Okay.
Sean is lost in the OnlyFans realm right now.
Sean.
He's gonna start his own OnlyFans.
Sean is still in that hole.
Sean, if you ever want
Okay.
to start OnlyFans, let me know. I got you, Sean. I got you, Sean.
Someone on Twitter say that I should give up YouTube because I'm not as successful as Nerdrotic.
Wait,
what?
Oh.
Have you thought about
I
selling
thought that
meth?
was hilarious.
Oh shit,
my
Matt.
God.
No, Matt.
What?
No.
He sold meth.
Matt.
That's not cool. That's not cool.
Wait, that's not. How is that?
He became a different douchebag. I don't like bringing that up though. At least he doesn't.
But he still sold meth.
I did bring
Yeah.
up a point last
Allegedly to children. We don't know.
What
I
is
did bring up a
that?
point last night.
We
that
don't know if
who
he sold
knows?
meth to kids.
Did he actually sell meth?
Yes, he's a convicted felon for selling methamphetamines. Yes. Yes, 100%. That is real. So to sit there and be like, that didn't happen, or we can't talk about that. Nah, his addictive, his personality from that, you can easily see how it influenced Nerdrotic. It's not difficult. When you know how to push a product, when you know how to sell a product, that is a detriment to the mental health or just the physical health of your customer. You can do it, and that's exactly what he does. It's a very smart
Well,
play.
do you have his number? Because I'm feeling like.
Do
doing
I?
drugs right
No,
now.
I don't know. I think
feel
he's
like
in
doing
like
drugs
San
right now.
Antonio,
Y'all make
just
me
like
wanna do
drive down
drugs.
the road with a $20 bill hanging out, saying "Lord of the Rings is lame," and he'll come running out to sell you something pretty quick.
Do you know what I just found out today? I got reached out to a couple weeks back by a shirt company
By
that
a
wanted me
meth
to
dealer?
endorse their shirts. And I said, yeah, all right. And I did a video. I unboxed their shirts. I modeled them, did a video. Then I find out they reached out to him too. So I'm endorsing the same shirts as Nerdrotic. I'm not, I feel dirty now.
So you're a pimp?
Was there meth in that bag? Of
Yeah, there
shirts?
might have been. There might have been.
I mean, if
Wait, are those the glasses that have the changeable frames?
If you
Yeah,
got
yeah,
free
they're
swag,
magnets.
I thought they looked familiar.
Spoiler
Sorry.
alert: Crazy Joe is his pimp name, and his pimp handle.
Like, look at this. Right?
He turned to the clothes. I don't know. Why are you zooming in on him? He's not on screen.
Oh,
Wait, hold on. I just have to ask a quick question here. Hey, Tony. So haven't you been like sucking up to Andy Signore lately? Like, haven't you been doing some of that a little bit? Like, you're out here throwing shade at me for unprovable acts, but you're defending a guy who's been like skeeting on a desk to women and sending them videos of it. I mean, you know, you want to talk about quality of character here, buddy. You come across like a real right scumbag. So why don't you enjoy your Amico fame? Oh, right, that's dead. Just like your channel.
Wow, this stream went in so many different directions.
So this thing on Twitter.
Can we go back to Sean and his
Sure.
OnlyFans? Because that was a really great conversation developing, and I don't know what's happening, but I'd rather talk about Sean and his OnlyFans.
So, George, let's talk about some Italian cooking up in New
Yeah,
York.
Sean.
Yeah, get yourself. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, woo!
I can't even derail without being derailed. My derailment was derailed.
Yo, CJH is
Welcome to the party, pal.
Sean's just like, I'm here for it now. Fuck it.
And this is how much I censor people. I don't agree with this, but he's allowed his opinion. That's what he thinks. That's what he thinks. I like Tony. That's all.
I'm trying to share my screen.
You like Tony because he gives you money.
You know, it's funny.
Tony's a good guy.
It's funny. I come to other people's streams to not talk about the shit I talk about every day on my channel, and it just never fucking escapes me, no matter where I go.
I would never disagree more with him on this then, though. But that doesn't mean, that doesn't stop our friendship.
Yeah, he was so nice, Tony, that he threatened to dox Max. He's so nice, though. You literally
he threatened to blackmail me, dox Max.
Me and Tony play, Fight Club on Saturday nights. When we don't gain anything by that. We just have fun playing video games. So.
Yeah, I love how Tony said that in your chat when he forgets that like they literally threatened to dox you. But okay, Tony. Good optics there, buddy.
I didn't like that, Tony. I really didn't.
I'll never forget on one of my streams.
Well, remember, like when you're someone like who's just trying to run up the ladder of internet fame, suck up to the worst possible people, and there you go. Tony the Geek Getaway Channel, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, like this.
What are you talking about, CJH?
I'm trying to share my thing.
He's still on this neurotic thing.
Okay.
Well, I've been
crickets.
Hold on. Let me see if I can.
What is happening? What are we looking
I'm
at here?
so
I don't
What is
know
this?
either. This whole stream, I'm very confused at
This
this.
guy is saying that I should take a page of Nerdrotic's book.
No.
Oh, you're gonna call everything woke?
Apparently, MCU.
Listen, I offered.
Well, now, if you want to get ahead of the game, you would say DCU.
Oh, they do.
They did
They do. They already have.
Oh, they already took that already. Well, I don't. That shows how much I pay attention to this.
Listen,
Wait,
I know Jeremy did
Let's
a
see
poll
my
that he was going to
response
step down from Geeks and
to it
Gamers.
all.
I offered to take the mantle, but I guess
Here's
I
my
didn't.
response.
I didn't get voted.
It's so sad that it took this long to actually download this and upload it, but this is my whole reaction.
Anyone see that Tony's putting Bible verses in the chat?
Oh,
You know, I should hear.
Wow. That's how you know you've lost an argument, when you're like, I need to resort to the Bible.
I don't want.
Well, the last line,
Good Lord.
Psalms 23, the rod and thy staff shall comfort me. What?
Ooh, Tony just giving away the game right there. Like I said, every Republican accusation is really a confession.
Does anyone else find it odd that Nerdrotic is really homophobic, but he also hates women? Seems like a contradiction. Like, you think you can hate
Meth is a hell of a drug.
I'm pro MCU as well. Marvel's is one I'm looking forward to the most.
On Crazy
Thy
Joe.
thick
Crazy
rod
Joe.
shall smacketh on
Are you
thee, shall know
insinuating
butt cheeks.
that Nerdrotic sucks his own dick?
Yes, give me those butt cheeks.
In the words of Adam Sandler, I'm insinuating he's either A, gay himself, or B, not straight.
What the hell's going on with Eddie's camera?
Broadcasting at like 2p.
Why is he a 16-bit video game character?
By Ron and myself.
You know, I'll never forget on one of my streams stating that I should get an OnlyFans.
He's loading, bro.
Oh God, Tony, just come on if you're gonna be all the. I don't know.
He's turning into fucking fucking Samuel L. Jackson from Pulp Fiction right now. I don't know
Did
what's
Tony
going on.
discover religion? Is he born again Christian? What is happening,
When I
bro?
was a child, I spake as a child. I
Hey,
understood
hey,
as a child.
Tony,
I thought
this
as a
is
child.
Tony,
But I
stop
came in. I
Googling
put away
Bible
justice.
verses. Stop Googling Bible verses. I guarantee you, Tony.
I mean,
Tony
the
does-
guy who pre-ordered an
Christians
Amico.
are homophobic.
Tony legit is on Google. What Bible verse could call somebody an asshole? And then he finds it, and then he just copies and pastes
I think
it.
I'm pretty sure Tony will debate you anywhere. So if it
Well,
ends up for it,
I
Tony,
feel
you
like
should
I
go
feel
to
like
Christian
this
Mingle.
stream has kind of devolved into just like outlandishly psychotic personal attacks on panelists and the chat. So-
Well, an idiot like you would think that.
Why don't we just table that for now?
Thank you, Devin. I
Why don't we
appreciate
just
that.
table the lunacy for now?
I've tried to pivot it.
It's all right. That's fine. We can just go from here.
I will
And-
say this: somebody was talking about the Evil Dead trailer in the
Yeah, I think
comment
RJ
section, and
RJ
What's that
mentioned
a
it.
sequel to?
Dude,
Is
I
it a
just
sequel
I
to the
saw it
remake?
before I came on the stream, and I loved the original films, and I didn't see that remake that came out a few years ago.
Is this a sequel to the remake?
I don't think so. This looks like a whole new thing, and it looked really good.
It does look good. By the way, can I just
It looks good, but it doesn't feel Evil Dead to me.
Before we
I agree.
continue, before we continue, because Devin wanted to do this. Max, you're not helping by highlighting the comments. Stop highlighting the
Yeah,
comments.
that was
You
funny
said
though.
it.
That's true. Stop it, Max.
No,
Stop it.
that's
Stop
that's
it.
true.
Stop it.
He did.
Well,
say
that's
he wanted
fine.
to be-
That's
But Jar-
fine.
Jarbo,
Let's-
I'll
Yeah,
I'll
you,
say
you
this:
agree with Evan and then continue.
when
Like,
when the actress had the chainsaw in her hand, then I realized, oh, okay, so she's the new Ash, and so now, is that a
Isn't
swap?
this like
Is that what it
following
is?
Ash's like
had too
daughters?
much blood. Way too
See,
much blood.
it's funny you guys
Way
talk
too
about
wait,
this,
in an
right?
Evil Dead movie?
In an
No,
Evil
right?
Dead?
I mean the remake. It was like
I don't get why. I don't get why
was
you think it
literally
doesn't seem
raining
like an
blood.
Evil Dead movie, though.
Yeah,
It doesn't feel like it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like one to me. What it feels like, if you go back and you look at Screen Gem movies from like over the span of the last 20 years, when Sam Raimi really got into that, I want to reproduce Japanese horror films for an American audience. Go and apply those films. Like, look at those trailers, and then look at Evil Dead Rise, and you're like, oh, it's the same movie. It's literally the same concept. I feel like I was watching something from 2005. Not to say the movie's not going to be good. I want to see it, but the
So
trailer
wait.
didn't sell me on it being an Evil Dead type movie.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
I
I
agree.
just heard about it. I saw it on Twitter, and I asked because I was like, "Oh shoot, they're coming out with another Evil Dead," and I'm like, "Wait, why is it a picture of a woman and children?" I was very confused. And
Well,
I
I feel like if the Necronomicon actually had the face on it when they had the book there, that would have felt more. But the book didn't have, when they flipped the binding, it didn't have a face on it that looked like the old Necronomicon. So,
it could
I
be
see
a
that,
sequel to the remake.
but I could feel the hints in there.
is it a sequel or a prequel?
I don't know
Didn't
what
it-
it
I don't
is.
know.
We don't know.
We don't
We don't
know?
know. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Well, what we do
That-
know is,
that might
is
explain
there
why
is a
Ash
TV
isn't
show.
there. That doesn't
Well-
explain why Ash isn't going to be there.
he's not going to be in it because he doesn't like the fact that they Stars
12
canceled.
bit, 12 bit.
Wow.
I thought
It's
Bruce
like an
Campbell had something to do with this
AI-generated
thing.
image.
He produces it.
executive-
He's
he's
producing
executive
it.
producer.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
he's
okay.
executive
But it's
producer.
like he's done. I think the frustration of Stars canceling Ash versus Evil Dead with a cliffhanger third season, the fact that it was a heavily pirated show, but they said that the ratings were low on Stars, has a lot of people. I think there's been frustration there. But he still went and voiced the Evil Dead game that came out last year and went on the promotional tour for that, and he's going to go on the promotional tour for this. So there's still like a love for the character. And I get why he doesn't want to do it, but I'm like, dude, just cobble the money together, do one final ride as Ash, because that just end it.
Well, wait, but we don't know if it's pre Ash or during that era. So that's the thing. Like we
Go
don't know what the
subscribe
story
to George.
Because if this was before Ash's time, if it's a prequel, it makes sense he's not coming back. But if it's a sequel, then like I can understand. But we don't know the storyline.
I feel like this is a
What the
I mean,
hell?
the fact that he wasn't in it
Except
at all. I don't
Evan
think they're going to bring him in it at all.
But he's
No.
producing it.
Do you mean
Yeah.
cock?
But I think that the car will show up
Thank
in
you,
it somewhere
Hans.
as a cameo.
As it did in what was it?
Doctor
Drag Me to Hell.
Strange.
Yeah,
In Doctor
and
Strange. It was in Doctor Strange.
where was it in Doctor Strange? I didn't see it.
When they're walking through and all the cars are floating around. in the street. It's one of the cars floating, and they
Oh.
actually brought it out there and held it on a crane. The actual car, they brought it to
8-bit.
set.
8-bit Eddie.
It's also Uncle Ben's car.
It is Uncle Ben's car in Spider-Man. Yeah.
Oh,
the
wow.
original
Ooh,
one. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. He really puts that in every one of his movies. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
And somebody said in the comment section about the Evil Dead 2 was really not a direct sequel to the first one, and it's true because the Evil Dead 2 was really when they gave him a budget because he
it was
didn't
kind of
have
a
no
remake.
budget with the first one. It was like a remake of the original, and then of course Ash and the Army of Darkness was like I think they recapped the first two movies in the first 5 minutes before it went into the movie.
That
So I think-
montage.
I will
That
say
montage
that
is one of the
the
most awesome
Evil-
montages in movies.
The
Yeah.
Evil Dead remake scared the shit out of me that I couldn't watch it. I don't smoke pot, but I had to smoke pot to watch that movie, bro. I was not having it. I'm like, they're like, you should watch it. It's so scary. It's like started watching. It's like, nah, I don't smoke. I was like, you gotta let me hit something. I can't do it. I had to watch it stoned.
Technically, it wasn't even a remake. It was supposed to exist in the same world because the plan was that Ash was going to team up with those characters in the next one, but then that didn't happen.
All I know is I couldn't see that. I could not watch that movie sober. I was like, no, thank you. It's too scary.
I skipped it. I didn't.
It wasn't bad. It was really, really fucking gory. And like, I usually can handle gore. I don't know why it scared me as much as it did. Cause it wasn't like gore movies don't scare me as much, but like jump scares. If there's a lot of jump scares, that scares me. But man, I don't know what it was about that Evil Dead one. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't.
You're making another Nun movie though.
And then I watched the TV show too, and I don't know why they.
For whatever reason, that first Nun movie scared the living shit out of me.
I saw it in the theater, and I didn't.
Usually,
connect with
horror
it.
movies usually don't bother me, but for whatever reason, something about that movie just really didn't sit well with me.
Right? That's weird when you can like I said, horror movies don't scare me at all. It's usually like Paranormal Activity, as cheesy as dude, those scared the fuck out of me. I couldn't.
I thought they dropped the ball in The Nun because they cast Vera Farmiga's younger sister in the movie, but they didn't make her a relation to the Warrens. I'm like, you've got the sister of the actress you could have tied them in and said this was like an ancestor of hers. It would have, I don't know. I thought they dropped the ball there.
Yeah, I think the guy, whoever the actor was that was in that movie with her, he just was a bad actor, and I just couldn't get into it.
And now, if it gets high, I'm gonna remove people because I don't want a big fight. So if you have something to say,
Then why would you let him on?
You brought him in and you don't want a big fight?
no,
God, Matt.
I said I'm gonna remove people don't take it personally if it gets heated. That's all. I'll remove both of you.
Oh
if it gets
God.
heated. So Tony, say what you want to say if you want. It's
Sean, I think it's time
to suck dick or to go.
I forgot.
I hope my wife doesn't.
Sean's famous catchphrase: "It's time to suck dick."
You did say that you wanted to be a priest at one point. Yes.
I just came in to talk about some movies, some DC films.
Oh,
James Gunn.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like there's anybody on the panel that's even on my league or my level to have to, address into a live stream like this. So
okay, all right.
I mean, I'm not over here hanging out other people's chats, trying to get other people's audiences to come to my show every night because that's the only way I can draw a crowd.
Tony, we're just all here to suck dick. If you mean no one's in your league,
I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to do that. I'm not against it.
Tony won't openly admit to wanting to suck dick, but listen to his voice. It's there. He's yearning for it, aching for it, pulsating, thick man meat, shooting fat ropes down his leg, down his throat, and that's all it is.
Hey, we're losing.
It's a weird thing to say, Jarbo. It's like
we're losing
think that
viewers.
calling people gay is like some kind of insult or
We're
something.
losing viewers.
No, we're just joking about sucking dick. You can be gay or straight. Doesn't matter, man.
Good holding to what you said, Max. Good
Shut up,
job.
Saggy.
Good job.
But
Shut up. What?
Yeah.
We're losing
Uh-oh,
viewers.
uh-oh. The conservatives talking, folks. Everyone leave. No one cares what they have to say.
All I'm saying is, why are you coming at me with this? Like, if this is supposed to upset me or something, man, it's really
Who
weird.
gives a fuck, dude? It doesn't matter. It's all shit talking.
Matt,
You're the one out there that's
a
literally
troll, bro.
dropping money
Literally
to try to
said
shit
that
talk. By all
started
means, give Max more of your money. You're already a paid fucking member.
Oh my
Like,
God,
just give him more of your money.
Control your shit. Control
You know,
your
Max.
shit, bro.
You know, Max is a member on my channel too, right?
Yes, I am.
Well, that's just weird.
Why?
It's weird.
No,
Friends
no,
supporting friends is weird to you. Wow, your priorities are.
No,
fucked
Tony
up.
has become my friend.
That's
hang
well,
out.
we know Max wants to be friends with everybody, and that's on him. And even though it might be detrimental to his mental health, we know that.
Yeah, that's why he lets you here still.
No, he lets me here because he knows that I'll bring the heat. You just bring the boring shit. Like
Max,
you're just boring, Tony. Have you ever actually listened to your own content? It's like it's so boring.
Guys, stop.
Matt has a stream to start, and so does All right.
Thank you. Finally,
all right,
you
okay.
literally said if they started shit,
you're
do
right.
that,
You're
bro.
right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay, it's distracting from everyone else. I wish you the best. Go your separate ways. I don't know.
Oh my
Let's
Lord, have
all
mercy! That should have not have let happen so long.
Oh my!
God,
Max
damn.
just fell asleep. Like,
Oh,
Max is-
Bring him on.
this fucking.
I love you both. I think. You
So back to Evil Dead. Jesus Christ.
or
you can argue in the private chat.
or Sean.
Oh my God.
How's it going, Sean?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
righty
been a
then.
while.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
That's awkward silence.
Okay, now I was just joking
stop
about
letting
the.
this shit
I was
happen.
just,
So
I was just talking about the private chat. I'll remove
So
you both.
okay,
Kick
so
you
hold on.
both.
So we just found out about the Evil Dead, but like.
Oh wow, that's
when
good.
are they ever? Do we know when they're gonna actually give us
kicking both
something
of you.
more
Kicking
about
you
like
both
what?
of you.
Hello,
Oh my
Max, stop
God.
narrating the drama. We're trying to.
No, I'm kicking both of them down.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, I kicked them both. Wow. Go ahead.
I forgot what I was saying.
I think the stream went off the rails.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, do we have another topic?
I have lots of topics.
Well, let's get to it then, man.
Is it-
Come on.
The mailbag.
What the fuck are you doing?
The mailbag.
Let me see where to go first.
Oh, while he's doing that, now I remember what I was gonna say. Do we know when they're gonna release more information on the new Evil Dead? I'm actually excited about that. I really actually am.
No.
It's releasing on April 21st.
So it's okay, April 21st. Okay.
Well,
cool.
I did have this History of the World Part 2.
Yeah, it's going to be a Hulu series, I believe.
Is this a good idea?
No, this is a bad idea.
Is there such thing as a bad idea?
RoboCop 3.
All right, Tony, I'll let you on, but you can't talk about Jarbo. If you talk about Jarbo,
Oh my Lord.
there no attacking Saggy.
I mean, Eddie has already dealt with that.
I will admit, I've never seen History of the World.
History of the World's awesome.
The history of the world's very, very well done. The problem is, I don't think they can do it because if you watch the first one, I mean, they have full reign to say what they want, and they're just not going to be able to do that this time around. I don't think.
Yeah,
I'll add it to my list.
Yeah.
They did tease it, so you should be excited, Max, because they teased History of the World Part 2 way back when.
Yeah,
they
I
made
know.
History of the World.
Yeah,
So finally, they're gonna get their
I'm
long-awaited sequel.
not against it. It just this.
I know how you hate when there's like dangling strings when people tease things and they never deliver.
But
That's
Mel
true.
Brooks is like 97. How old is Mel Brooks?
He is 96.
Yeah, I mean, come on. It says he's starring in it. I've seen him in interviews lately. I love him to death. I'm a big fan of Mel Brooks. No,
Did anyone watch
don't star in it.
the Lee documentary?
Let everyone else take the reins. I just don't think they're going to be able to say and do the things that he did over the history of his films.
I think I'll give it a watch, but I don't have high expectations. I don't
No.
have any expectations.
Didn't they try to cancel him like a couple years ago?
They'll call it woke. They'll call it all this stuff. It's just, I don't know.
I'll tell you this. I'm looking on the side over here. We saw an ad on the side for the new Night Court. I am really excited for that.
I heard
I saw the
something about
preview
that.
for
What the
that, and that
fuck?
actually looks really good. I mean, the fact that John Larroquette came back,
Yeah.
and I think he's the only original cast member because Marky Post passed away, and so did the judge. He passed away a few years ago.
And Charlie Robinson passed away.
Yeah. So it's like they brought just
Well, let's
John
see what-
Larroquette, but it looks really good. Like the
Let's see what they
preview looked really
scored
good.
it.
Do they still
Yeah,
have
I'm
the
up
same
for it.
theme song though?
I don't know, but play the preview. It's at the top.
Let me see. Well, that'll get. Oh, it says it's good. Okay.
He's still a prosecutor?
Yeah.
When the original series ended, he got elected district attorney, but then he like left because he was in love with Christine. And he went to
I don't know
follow
if
her.
I want to put the. I mean, I trust. I think John Larroquette's pretty legit. I trust it'll be fun.
I think it.
Max doesn't want to play the
That's
trailer.
NBC, no. That's
Yeah.
Universal, isn't it?
If
Right,
it lasts one season, it'll be lucky. If it makes it one season.
Well, they just renewed. They just renewed Quantum Leap. So.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's good DC news.
Oh my god.
Oh my
There
god.
is.
Oh my
Stephen
god.
and
we're
Mel.
back.
Stephen,
Like, why didn't
it's
we
about
finish it all in the start of the show?
The mailbag.
Well, I can't figure this out.
Stephen
Stephen Amell returns as Oliver Queen, but didn't he die?
I don't know. I didn't.
He's the Spectre now, so the Spectre doesn't die.
Oh.
Didn't they bring him
like
you pretty much have to be dead to be the Spectre. It's
Yeah,
the prerequisite.
yeah.
I stopped watching The Flash I think after season 3, I gave up on it. So
I thought they reunited him with what's her name at the end.
I lost track
Yeah,
of the
but doesn't
CW
mean the
show, but
Spectre
I
isn't
like that they're.
done.
I like it that they're gonna have them.
They
team
lost
up
a
for
lot
the
of
final
budget.
season.
Like,
Yeah,
it was
but
like big budget, and then it slowly just.
they
went
did the best
downhill.
they could with the budget. I think.
I mean, he can be back for a flashback.
It was
scene or
like
something.
Power Rangers level. Budget.
no, but I think all the Flash suits that were in the show over the years look fantastic, better than the stuff we've gotten
the costume
on the
design
feature
for
films.
CW, even though people shit on it constantly, is actually good.
The
I
Jake
think
Eric suit was good.
Yeah, I liked Arrows, and he had different versions of suits throughout the thing, and his was
But
good.
James Gunn loves Green Arrow, so I could see Green Arrow being part of the DCU.
Yeah,
I could see Steve Amell staying as Green Arrow and jumping into the bigger films.
Yeah, well, I would
Why
like
not?
a new one. There's been so much of them.
He's not the best actor.
No,
Are you saying that you want them to reboot him?
No, I'm saying that he finished his arc. He's pretty much, and this is just he's finished his series, right? And
I
then he's
think
gonna
he
go
wants to be
cameo
the
in another
classic
series.
comic.
I
book
think we should be pissed,
Arrow.
Max. Why are they teasing us with more Green Arrow when we know it's not going to lead to anything in
This-
the final
this-
season?
This
This is like when Henry Cavill came back in Black Adam. This is bullshit, Max.
This is a different situation, Tony, because they
We
actually
should boycott this show.
No,
Yeah, I agree, CJ.
They actually finished their arc, and they're coming back just to show some support on the Flash's
about
final-
Because
Batwoman?
they're trying to get us to
They
go
both
see the
did
Flash
their
because it
final
was such a
season.
disaster, and they know no one's going to watch the last season unless they tease Stephen Amell. Just
I
like
actually
when they
think I-
teased Henry Cavill.
Tony's right. Tony's right.
Didn't Ezra show up in the last?
They did
season
reboot the
or
18, by
something?
the way.
I think Ezra showed up on the Flash when they did the
Crisis.
Crisis, yeah.
multiverse Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yeah, he showed up.
Yeah.
But this is good because they both finished their series. They're both getting to finish their series, and they're having a collab at the end. They're not gonna tease it and erase him.
Yeah, they're gonna.
So
erase
it's
him.
completely
That's
different.
how-
You don't know. You haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, they might remove him and take every.
Like they might literally erase him. Like he might be.
Oh my god!
Poof, like
Look,
the comics.
the first season of Green
erase
Arrow, where he killed everyone he encountered, was great.
Yeah.
The minute he stopped killing, the show sucked.
Yeah, but I was already invested by that time, Sean. I had to keep watching.
Nah, you didn't have to keep watching. And as soon as they gave that one character what looked like skid marks on his face, like a tire, I was done.
That was the only superhero show my ex-wife would watch, so I had to watch it.
I think it peaked at season 2. Season 2 was really good, and then from season 3, it kind of started trailing off.
Deathstroke was the best part.
Deathstroke was pretty cool in that series. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That actor, Manu Bennett. Anybody watch Spartacus?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
He was on Spartacus. He played a gladiator named Crixus, and I swear that dude was naked every episode. I always say to this day, that guy's got the dick I've seen second most in the world.
You always say that, huh?
Yeah.
Just at the grocery store.
Yeah, I think he's
Check it
email
out.
address. If you want to write like
Just
Manu
get to the
Bennett-
bank teller.
If you want to send him an email, I think his email address is
Can I withdraw $50? And that guy's dick I've seen more than anything in the world.
Second most. Second most.
I'm sorry.
You
I'm
haven't
sorry.
seen Spartacus. It's that's a pretty legit show. That was like Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but did you guys?
And you
Did you
buy
guys?
bananas?
Did you? What?
What about bananas?
All I heard was bananas. Like what?
I was in church the other day in confession. I said to the priest, I've seen Manu Bennett's dick so much. He said, "Why are you telling me this?" I said, "Because you're here. You're listening."
I will say, when I remember being shocked watching the first season of Altered Carbon, which was on Netflix.
That was
because
good.
that guy comes out and drops his robe, and he looked,
Sean,
he looked like he had a baby arm hanging from him.
Well, you want to know what's fucked
huge.
up? I was sitting in my dentist chair, and they were about to do fucking I forget. I think it was gonna be a root canal that day, and there was a TV, and they were like, "Go on, put something on," and I was like, okay. So they have their Netflix, and I was like, Altered Carbon. God. Clicked on, and that was on the TV as the dentists were digging around in my mouth. It was uncomfortable, both physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It was one of the most awful moments of my life. Never been able to watch Altered Carbon since.
Dude, that's a great story. That's a great story.
To hear, not to live.
Yeah.
This looks good. January 6th, tomorrow.
What is it?
Yeah, and the reviews just
Pale
came
Blue
out.
Eye.
And they're not good.
Robert
Robert
Duvall.
Duvall.
That's an amazing
Wow.
cast.
God, he's still alive. I love that actor.
You mean Friday, not tomorrow, right?
Oh, it's Netflix, so it'll be canceled.
It's
Friday.
a movie.
It's a movie.
They'll never make
Gillian
Was that
Anderson.
Gillian Anderson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love her.
Wow.
This looks pretty legit. I might check it out.
Hey,
Oh, that's the other thing. So how come you don't boycott this if Netflix doesn't finish their shows?
This is a feature film.
Yeah, this is true. No. What CGH is saying, Max is always upset when WB doesn't finish their films and their franchises. But Netflix has been canceling shows.
Yeah.
Leaving them off with cliffhangers.
I don't know if Netflix has ever finished a show.
So why isn't Max upset with Netflix? And
They don't
refusing
try to
watch-
reboot it a year later after they cancel it. This is the new one.
So it's okay to cancel things?
I do.
Death Note is
I
being
do.
rebooted,
I
and they
wanted
didn't
Cowboy
finish that
Bebop
movie.
to continue. I wanted all their shows to continue. I get sick of it starting and not stop.
Hashtag
That's
boycott
a weirdly specific thing to be upset about.
I
If you
know.
like the property so much that you'd want to watch it, but having
If
an
it's
opportunity to watch a different iteration of it makes you not want to watch it. I don't get the logic there.
Remember series of
They canceled
unfortunate
it.
events? They
I
never
said
made
they-
a sequel.
I
but
said
made
they
a
could've-
show that was.
I said they
much
could have.
better.
I said they could have rebooted, and it could have worked better if they didn't have a slate of movies to promote this next year. Then now it's like a huge, long, messy effing divorce. It's like, go see this thing though.
I think you're the only one upset, Max. Everyone
I'm
else
not
is just
the only one
okay,
upset.
wait for James Gunn and them. It's all good.
Would you be in a happier frame of mind if they had canceled
Yeah,
all of this stuff
you're
and then just
one of
not
three.
do any DC movies ever again?
Ever.
No, it's just they're trying to sell us at the beginning when we were getting to something good, but we're going back to the same argument we had before. I just keep going to introducing Thanos against the Avengers, and I'm like, okay, let's reboot it. I know the difference is Marvel's more successful. I know that.
Not just more successful, but there was more movies, Max.
Yes.
How many movies before?
I know that's all Warner Brothers' fault. But
Lois
I want
and
to
Bruce
see
were gonna have a
Justice
baby.
League versus Darkseid or Justice League do
Well,
something
what
else.
if the
Or
first
Superman comes back to life and does nothing?
What if?
Oh my god!
What if Gunn comes out and says, "Hey guys, the third movie we're doing is Justice League versus Darkseid"? Will you shut up then, Max?
I'll believe it
He's
when
not,
I see
he's not
it.
going to come out and
I'll
say
believe
that.
it when I see it.
Unless
No, I
it's,
know he's not, Sean, but I was just trying to give Max a scenario.
unless it's Justice League versus Superman.
I
Prime.
said he couldn't talk about you, and he hasn't.
I started it. I fucking started it. You were going after.
Okay,
Speaker Droid.
don't address him, Tony.
You
please.
highlighted it, Max. Stop highlighting.
I'm
That
saying
is
because
true.
he was
You're like,
accusing me.
don't
Because he was
look at the
accusing
thing
me.
that's
What
highlighted
about
on the screen.
No,
What about
because
the
he
new
was accusing
Scream
me of
movie?
something. He
Yeah,
was
I
accusing
think
me of something.
Max can
Yeah, but no,
react
he
to it
accused me of
while
something
everyone
in that
else.
same sentence.
Hold on. No, Tony. Max is right. He can react to it, and Tony, you can shut up about it. Like,
He
it's-
literally put my name in it
It's
and said I
to
started
Max.
it.
It's not to you. It's to Max.
That's true.
What about
I
the
don't like the
new
side of you,
Scream
Caden.
movie?
Okay, I never liked
Moving
Tony.
on. Moving on.
Where's the
Evil
Caden
Dead.
that just sits there and listens?
The new Scream
Oh.
movie.
That Caden's 4 years gone.
Wait, what do you think of that movie?
I'm excited
The
for
new-
Scream.
I am too. I still have to see the 5th one.
Oh, there's only one bad Scream movie. Scream 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I disagree. Scream 4 is the bad Scream movie.
Oh, I love Scream 4. I might like Scream 4 better.
Scream
People
4
really
didn't
like
add
this
anything
Evil
to the
Dead
franchise
trailer.
to me, other than Kirby. It didn't add anything to the franchise other than Kirby.
Oh, I think it definitely did. I mean,
Scream
I
3
get
added
it.
more to the franchise than Scream 4 did.
What did it add?
I get
What did
scared
Scream 3 add?
seeing.
It added
Yeah.
It added so much to Scream 1 and 2 with everything with Roman and
Yeah, but that was
and Maureen Prescott and all that.
but
While
it was so
Scream 4 was
BS.
just
They,
like
they made it up like on the fly because their ending got leaked. So I don't know.
I get scared
This
seeing.
reminds me of the Smile movie that came out last year.
why does she also look like the Joker from
This
Flashpoint?
freaks me out. This freaks me out.
Like she
here.
looks like the Joker from Flashpoint.
I didn't watch the trailer yet, but I'm okay with horror movies in theaters. I get
Imagine if we
really.
got a Joker that looked like that instead of Jared Leto.
Oh my god. You are obsessed, bro.
Not
I'm
even
not
Harley
obsessed.
Quinn, huh?
You're obsessed. Okay.
Jared Leto's just garbage across the board.
I know people
Yes,
have been
Joe,
boycotting
yes.
Geekosity, but this is the only site that I saw that was covering this.
Oh my god!
And it's
That
about
probably
monsters.
means a thing.
No.
What is it?
Classic Kaiju rumored for Godzilla vs. Kong sequel.
Well, we know it's bullshit
Um,
then.
I want to
Yeah.
see.
Wait, scroll-
so
who's this-
about the
what's-
MonsterVerse, I want to see Aaron Johnson to come back.
I wouldn't mind that.
I'm not interested in this MonsterVerse at all.
It's successful. It's very good.
Wait,
I'm
go
sure it's
up.
successful. It's just not. I used to like the Godzilla stuff.
Not your
And-
cup
Click
of
on
tea.
the
Yeah.
the
Godzilla.
meta link of rumor,
The
Yeah, that's what I was
Kong
just gonna
movies
say.
have been better than the Godzilla movies.
and then that
quite
will take you
frankly.
to the.
Absolutely,
I
I
thought
agree.
you said no one else was covering it, Max.
I didn't read the article.
You didn't even look. You literally didn't look
Wow.
for anyone other site covering it.
I didn't see it.
I
I
didn't
looked
read
at
the
the.
article, so
I
I
don't
couldn't
usually
find the
don't bring
meta
up.
link.
I'm gonna start looking at comicbookmovie.com. Okay.
Yeah, but they grabbed it if you look from Screen Rant.
Yeah,
You click it.
like it's like a meta
So
link after meta link
wait,
after meta
Space
link after meta
Godzilla?
link.
Looks
Yes, Space Godzilla. It's freaking space. I mean, that's all I really want to
It's
get
not
to. I don't
true.
care.
It's not true.
Jet Jaguar, get the F out.
Yeah.
I don't want that Jaguar.
They-
I don't know.
But
What
Jet
if-
Jaguar was a
Jet
fan
Jaguar.
creation. You gotta love
What
that.
if they get the '97 Godzilla?
Jaguar.
Do you know that they actually made that Godzilla from the '97 into a legit kaiju?
Yeah.
We got a super chat, Max.
Oh, thank you.
Like
X
it's part
Legion
of the
95, $5. Evil Ted 2 as a remake sequel. Bruce Campbell explained it in a video on YouTube.
Ooh, we should find
Cool,
the
I'll
video.
have to check that out.
A
I don't know if we'll
requel.
check it out now or not. I don't know if but thank you, X Legion 95. I appreciate the support, and I'll check that out. I have to go rewatch the Evil Dead.
Godzilla's here.
Ooh, cool. Let me see.
It's
I
my,
love Godzilla.
it's my reaction figures. Got the original and then the old 70s Shogun toy.
Yeah, with
Made a-
the shooting arm. I used to have that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Sean. I can't get into Godzilla. I will say though that like the movies, the last two, and even Skull Island, the Kong one, looked visually phenomenal. Like,
Yeah.
looked amazing. But I just can't get into like kaiju for whatever reason. I,
I
don't
mean,
know why.
at least Kong didn't die.
I feel like the size of Kong is just way too big from like, when you look at the Empire State Building of what Peter Jackson did and then the original 1933 film, when you look at Kong now, he's as tall as Godzilla. It's just weird.
Yeah, well, they did that on purpose. They even made Godzilla taller because the buildings in Tokyo got taller over the years. And so if they had the original size of Godzilla, they said he would look smaller than the buildings and it would look silly.
Yeah, I
New Year's Maxverse.
Oh yeah, hey
Are
Larry.
we gonna reboot the Maxverse too?
No.
Yes. And
no.
I'm
I just
playing
signed a
Max now.
contract. WB told me to announce I'm staying. So I'm
Yeah,
very,
but
very
you know what they did to Cavill.
But Max, you're not staying as
We're gonna
Max,
bring that
you're
old
staying
one up again.
as Sean.
Henry Cavill's the new Max.
Larry Quartowitz, thank you, $5. I appreciate the support, man. Happy New Year, Max verse. My verse is a mess right now. What if Gunn keeps Cena, Robbie, Levi, Gal, Ezra, etc.? What do you think of the DCU? I know a soft reboot will not look good. I'm checked out until we get more info, and they have to. I'm telling you, I'm not saying I'm never coming back. I just want to see. I want to see some execution on all this talk. And if you're not going to go this direction, it better be damn good. And if it's an amazing trailer, I'll go. If it's not an amazing trailer, I'm probably just going to wait.
Why keep 20% of the Justice League and then get rid of the other 80%?
Because those are the big dollar actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, money.
I want to see Zilla versus Godzilla.
Hey, Blue Jay, $1.99. Himmy, hi.
Oh.
That's
like
from-
a high, make a hiney ho.
That's Dragon Ball
Someone
Z
should
talk.
clip that out and make it look
there's
like
already big
Max
clips.
went
I've
crazy.
tried to cancel.
I've been wanting to do a Dragon Ball Z rewatch for quite a while.
You
I
like
should get on
Dragon
that.
Ball?
I grew up watching it like on Japanese TV.
I basically I'm not against it or anything, but when I was trying to watch it back in the day, basically they're like, I'm pulling my arm back further. 3 episodes later, a vein pops. And then they're like, I'll release the fireball. Himmy, ha, ha, ha.
That
And
was
I'm like,
very much so.
Whoa.
Like
And I
the
couldn't take
DBZ trope. Yes. Like an entire season can be compressed into like really about 4 episodes.
it's not a good.
Watch the abridged series.
I got
I
the
Max,
impression
you should
wrong.
not
What
do
he's
that anymore.
Himmy. What is it
Sharing my
actually?
screen.
What is the actual phrase that he says?
Are you trying to say
I don't know.
Kamehameha?
What?
Yeah, and him saying "himmy hi."
He's trying to say Kamehameha?
That sounds weird.
Kamehameha.
That
I don't know.
wow.
I don't know what it is.
I mean, it's Kamehameha,
yeah.
King Kamehameha of the Hawaiian Islands, but said in a Japanese affect.
Godzilla should fight this guy.
Kamehameha. There you go.
Oh my god.
It doesn't sound
Just-
good
you know what,
anytime I
Max?
say it. I
Don't
apologize.
say
Don't
anything
cancel me.
anymore.
Well,
No, don't say
I
it
shouldn't
anymore.
speak the rest of the stream.
No, you
Just
should
go in the corners.
try
Sit in
to
the corners.
say.
Hadouken. There, I got that one.
Yeah, if you know it, say it. But if you don't know it, don't say it.
Well, then Max can't read articles if that's the case.
That's
He doesn't anyways.
Oh. You're sharing your screen. Okay. What is this?
I want to see Godzilla versus
No.
this guy.
No.
What even is that?
That's
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
That's Zilla.
He fought
Zilla.
Godzilla already fought him, CGH, in Destroy All
In
Monsters.
the cartoon, yeah.
No, in the movie, Destroy All Monsters, Godzilla.
Final Wars. Godzilla
Yeah.
Final Wars.
Wasn't that a
Zilla
cartoon?
was-
No, it was a movie.
It was Toho.
Wait,
There's
live
lots
action?
of movies.
Yes, live action, CGH, and one
Oh, I
live
need to
action
Google
movie.
this.
That's when they tell you that that's not the real
You
Godzilla.
blew his- CJH, that they make a lot of these Godzilla movies in Japan still that you don't that aren't released here, like in theaters. Actually, Final Wars may have been released.
I'm gonna watch that.
Good.
If
So
it's
how you got a
legit,
mailbag,
I'm
Max?
gonna watch it.
I do have a mailbag. I'll get to it because people are insisting that I get to this. But I do have a couple more articles. I think this is about James Cameron. Avatar 2 director shut down Sigourney Weaver's insecure behavior on set.
What? Sigourney Weaver's insecure after all
What?
these years?
I'm so confused.
The Alien star continued by sharing a hilarious exchange between her and Cameron, who's never afraid to speak his mind on set, noting that the director told her that she can portray a 14-year-old in the sequel since she is so immature. It was a great privilege to be able to play this fantastic character who bridges these different worlds. It's also nice reuniting with an old friend. He said, "I know you could do this because you really are immature. You are a 14-year-old."
Wow.
I would say the same thing about him. He may be 16 years old. He teases me quite a bit, but I also trust him. He always knew what he needed and took the time to get us there. He listens to his actors. He really wants us to weave ourselves together with our characters. I loved Kiri. I thought she was great in this movie.
I still haven't seen this movie yet.
Oh, you should.
I still haven't seen the first one.
I was in agony about Kiri most of the time. I had no idea what was actually coming. I had no idea what was actually coming across. I couldn't keep track of it. I didn't want to be thinking about that. And Jim's never said anything. One day I blurted out some whiny complaint about not getting any feedback. And Jim just turned and said in a serious voice, "You have to stop being insecure. It's really inappropriate for who you are, how old you are, and what you've done in your career." So that shut me up. I heard him loud and clear. So she got insecure about not getting notes about how she was doing. And he's like, "Stop it. You're amazing." You know, that's great. I love both of them. James Cameron's probably an ass in real life, but he's
like a 14-year-old, so you're going to be one.
But Kiri was, I don't know. Actually, Devin wasn't a huge fan, right? Of Avatar 2.
Oh, I hated it.
What about Kiri?
I didn't like any part of it.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Just a deep-seated dislike of everything that was happening within those 3 hours. Except for the visuals. It looked beautiful.
I had somebody that I talked to that works in the film industry, and they were saying to me it was like 4 different stories going on, and none of them had any kind of resolution at the end of the movie.
No, it ends the same way it begins. Literally, it just ends the same way it begins.
Yeah,
and the worst part is that a big chunk of the middle of it is just pointless meandering. Like it looks visually beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Like it's beautiful, but it's so aimless, and it's too long of a movie to be as aimless as it is.
I hated it too.
2 hours. Make it a 2-hour freaking movie, because it could make double the money if it had 2 extra screenings per day.
Well, no,
But-
I don't know. That's true too. People do like it. I never understood the popularity of Avatar, and I never will understand it.
Neither did I. I saw it once.
I'm
in
okay
IMAX,
with it.
and
But
that was
Yeah,
it.
I don't
Cameron
need it
was
to
like-
suck. I don't need everybody else to think it sucks. I'm glad that the rest of the planet seems to like it. That's
I don't
great.
think they like it. They like the visuals.
Well, Larry Kortkwitz, $5. Thank you, Larry. I appreciate it. I love you all. You need to check out the movie Frank, where Fassbender wears a paper mache head for 90% of the movie. I recommend to all. I don't know about that movie. I don't know about it.
It's a pretty good movie. I've seen it.
I like Michael
I
Fassbender.
got to share my letterbox with y'all. I was inspired to update my letterbox when I think Caden shared his.
Yes, Sigourney going to be collecting checks off this series for a while.
I'm going to be getting out of here.
Max,
Thanks for
we
having
have some
me.
breaking
thanks,
news
Crazy
about
Egypt.
the Flash movie.
Oh,
Are you serious?
Wait, I'll stay for
Yes.
breaking news.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Okay.
Breaking. Despite the insiders believing the Flash's quality could bring world peace, James Gunn has ordered that at the end of every scene, a big title card comes out saying, "What you just saw doesn't matter."
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Everything
This-
matters. Everything matters.
I don't know if
This
it does.
doesn't
Everything matters.
I don't know. Aren't you glad you stayed for that, Crazy Joe?
Yeah.
No!
I think I'm gonna bounce. I'm gonna bounce too. I gotta go suck some cock or something. I don't know.
Oh wow.
Me too.
I mean,
Count me in.
Kevin Feige just
Sean,
said
I
something
know what you
about
do in alleyway.
I can fit a lot of cocks in this mouth.
We don't need to
Yeah,
see
no,
you in the alleyway
Alpha's making a
parking lot
comeback
by-
with Sean.
No,
In the
I
high
definitely. Good night, everybody. My wife is gonna kill me for all this stuff if she ever sees it. So,
Don't
Good
show
night.
us
See you
Oh.
later, man. Take it easy.
I'll clip it out for Sean. Thank you, Sean. Did you want to go out? Oh, okay. All right. He left out. He left.
He
Thank
said he
you,
was
Sean.
leaving.
Thank you, Sean.
But
Okay.
he's still here.
All right. He's making a comeback. Okay.
Oh my god.
All right. I think I covered this in a different stream. But Avatar 3 will introduce the evil fire Na'vi,
people.
and I'm really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to it.
What's funny is
The
that people
Fire Navi.
Yes.
Avatar. It's basically Avatar. Oh wait,
Yeah.
Yeah,
not
Avatar: The
blue-
Last Airbender.
Yes, that Avatar. It's like
I hope
people
they
are
have a very different visual aesthetic.
Everything changed when the Fire Nation invaded.
That's basically what.
I just want to see avatars in the snow.
Snow avatars. Okay.
So the North Tribe.
Sure.
This is the last article I had up, but I don't know if there's anything in here. Deadpool 3, Hugh Jackman just revealed surprising official title.
It's Wolverine and Deadpool.
Oh, it's a joke.
No, it's not a joke. That's a
No, if you watch the video,
It really is? Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you watch the video, he like kind of slips it.
Is the video here?
But
You have to
I
look it up
wonder
on
if
his-
it's
his
Deadpool or
Twitter.
Wolverine. He's just saying Wolverine and Deadpool.
Well, I remember when my
Wolverine
friends
and
told me
Deadpool
to.
will probably pull in the most amount of interest.
Yeah, that's true. That'll make a lot of money. And I remember my friends told me to stop covering it, that Hugh Jackman's never coming back.
He wasn't. Why do you say that, Max? You say it as if there was some sort of plan in place for Hugh Jackman. to
I
come
said
back
it
off
was
these days.
possible. I didn't say it was going to happen. I said it's very possible he'll come back.
What if you use the word possible? Everything's freaking possible.
Yes, exactly. People said he's never coming back. So who was wrong?
By using the word possible, I can say it's possible the Snyderverse comes back.
Yes.
Keep hope alive, Max.
I'm not. I have no hope whatsoever.
I think
we got to do
you know
Eddie
what I
check.
think?
Eddie, are you okay,
I
bro?
think Superman killed the entire Justice League in the Snyderverse. Evil Superman won.
In the nightmare world,
And then
that's what he was
Darkseid
trying
won.
to do. Larry Kortwitz, $5. Who keeps de-highlighting it? Stop.
Not me, because I'm not even putting my hands on the keyboard.
Thank you for the support, Larry. I really appreciate it. Max, definitely check out Frank, one of the best indie films I've seen, loosely based on a comedian from the UK, even more about mental illness and music. That's very intriguing, actually. Yeah. I'll definitely check it out, Larry. I'll probably check out the trailer. Frank, Michael Fassbender. Definitely check that out.
So
Thank you.
I
Thank you
hope
for the
they
recommendation.
remake this Final Wars movie.
Why do they need to remake it? It already, well, I mean, they
They
eventually
can make
could,
an
I guess.
American version.
The American version has like a somewhat different tone, I guess. I guess they could. I mean, they're gonna after Godzilla and Kong 2, they're gonna need to do something different. I guess it's possible.
Yeah, and it is like canon. In canon, it's an actual kaiju
Yeah.
called Zilla.
Let's finally get to the mailbag. Are you happy, CJ?
Yeah, mind you, it's 2 topics that I already covered.
Okay. All right. So mailbag, and then we'll probably
I'm
end
gonna
the
head
stream
out now.
shortly. Oh, thank you, Caden. I appreciate that.
I only put 2 questions.
Thank you for supporting the panel today, Caden.
They're not even questions, I don't think.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
All right. Here is the mailbag. I appreciate everyone supporting the mailbag here. Let me bring. Hold on. My glasses fell off. I got to make it bigger still, even with the glasses on.
Peter Jackson, Kong versus Kong.
Quote of the day 55. Oh, shit. Hold on. My audio went out.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
No, for my earphones, my headphones, I mean. I couldn't hear. Sometimes our only choice is to walk away from everything we know, and being right doesn't always make things better, but desperation can bring out a demon or the best of men. Keep your mind divine and your actions pure. Hey, Max, I hope you're good tonight. And I hope you didn't forget that this is a brand new year. So instead of talking about Gunn's reboot trauma over and over again, like a broken record, why not focus on more healthy priorities like create videos of fun facts about Mad Max? Actually, me and Devin had and some other panelists had a great Retro Bro show last week, and then I had another stream talking about everything I love, and no one commented on that. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just saying I do positive content too. I do. I think that stream yesterday where I showed my Godzilla Steelbook collection was fire, and that panel where we had was also fire that Devin joined for the Super Retro Bros talking about the best. I do positive content, and this is why I get frustrated because it's obviously on my mind when James Gunn speaks, and I don't want it to be on my mind anymore. I'm just like, enough. Just
the second question,
more actions and less words. And stop arguing things that are irrelevant, really.
How was MME created?
MME was created by me criticizing. Well, I was upset. First, I wanted to review Steelbooks. I actually wanted to do a family channel. Family, movie, gaming, toys, and tech reviews. And I was reviewing toys and Blu-rays and Steelbooks for a while. Then The Last Jedi came out. And there was also some personal stuff in my life at that time that made me very angry. And then, you know how I said movies are more to me. I always, since the 90s, since the prequels came out, heard about George Lucas talking about the sequel trilogy and what it might happen. It wasn't a for sure thing. And then to see what happened with Luke. And then the thing that pissed me off the most was seeing when Mark Hamill on the special features for The Force Awakens, not even getting a speaking line in that movie, and that was J.J. Abrams' decision, having him stand having a literal cliffhanger, him reading the lines, and he was the torchbearer for Star Wars for so many years. Like when even people made fun of Star Wars back in the day, Mark Hamill was always supporting it. And he didn't even get a speaking line, but he read the narration part for the test scripts and was so on board with everything. And to see how he never got to work with Han and Harrison again, and how they really changed certain parts of his character. That made me really upset. And I was just because I'm such a Mark Hamill fan and him actually speaking out.
Is Devin asleep?
No.
It's not been broken record. No. But that's where I got upset. And then when I started doing panels, a friend on YouTube said, if you're going to criticize Jeremy, you should live stream because he does that. You got to criticize someone, you should do it yourself. And that's the only reason I started live streaming. Was someone said, you've got to criticize someone else, do it yourself, see if you do it better. So I challenged myself to start live streaming. And that was the reason. Honestly, that friend and Jeremy, because I criticized him so much about how he was. And like, well, if you think he's so bad or you have so many issues, do it yourself and talk to people. I'm like, okay. And that's what got me in the live streaming. Okay. Or how MME was created. Will Brian ever return? Yes, he will. He'll grace us with his presence every once in a while. From his glorious journey after the sunset and unite with his friends in Lover. What? Max, once again, for a happy ending. Positive stuff. Yeah, we have positive stuff in the future. What CGH?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah, he'll be back eventually, or he'll visit.
It went over your head.
Okay. Rhea, if you were decision makers DC Studios, what would be your top 3 priorities to tackle in 2023? I would definitely put Green Lantern at the front because it's been so much time. That's the easiest one to reintroduce because during all this chaos, they didn't really introduce a new Green Lantern since what's his name? That's Deadpool now.
Ryan
Reynolds. And honestly, the Justice League needs Green Lantern. I think that I would start there.
Here's a question. Would you go younger with Hal Jordan or older with Hal Jordan?
I don't know. Depends on if you're going Hal or Jon Stewart. too. I don't know either one.
So if
I don't have an age
Stewart
preference.
was a thing, then older.
I don't have an age preference. I'm not sure.
Because what I'm suggesting is
I'd
that
cast
Tom Cruise.
Evan as John Stewart.
Tom Cruise.
That would be an awful casting, but I'd take the money.
Okay. Definitely Green Lantern. I would Superman. I would definitely bring Superman back, and I wouldn't go younger. I would not go younger on Superman only because I'm so biased because of so many years of Smallville, and like I'm just so sick of seeing young Superman.
I would wait a few years to do Wonder Woman, and I would actually remake the Flash, like make a new Flash movie.
No, you absolutely need Wonder Woman because you need a female presence too, and she is a staple of the Justice League.
I know.
We need more women
wait a few
representation.
years.
No, Wonder Woman. She's proven that she can be a success if the story's good. The first Wonder Woman did gangbusters. People loved it. People like Gal. It just needs to be a quality story.
I'd go Superman, Green Lantern, and then the Flash.
What would you do, Devin? And then we'll see what Tony and Eddie want to do. What would be your three priorities? Mine would be Green Lantern, easiest to introduce again because he's been on ice the longest. I would do Superman for sure. I wouldn't go younger just because my personal biases. And you need a lady representation there, and Wonder Woman just makes sense too because she could be on Earth a long time doing her thing. So that's my three. What I'd start with.
I don't know, man. Like Wildcats, I guess.
You're James Gunn.
Sure, why not? Is that what he's gonna do?
If we're going that route, then Teen Titans.
Sure, why not? Like, I don't know. I don't really care. I would do Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Why not? Let's get some new interpretations. I'm more interested in the interpretations than anything else. Like, that's what I liked about the Batman. Like, the Batman was a gritty detective story. It was like a film noir detective story that just happened to star a dude in a bat suit. It was cool. It was great. I liked watching it. And I want to see the idea that Superman, this next Superman, is going to be, exploring his days starting off as a reporter. Like, that's interesting to me because it's like, okay, I, as someone who, very casually absorbs Superman stories that gets put out in the media, not like a avid reader of the comics, not very familiar with Superman as a reporter, but there could be some cool stories to tell there. It's not really an origin story movie because it's not about him being a kid, but it could introduce you to the character in a way that you're not used to seeing. So
what if he stumbles upon a conspiracy and they can't kill Superman?
Well, I mean, I think that's the part of the challenge with Superman, and part of the reason why I didn't like Man of Steel is because it's too easy to, and this is ironic, it's too easy to turn into Dragon Ball Z, where it's just strong dudes punching the shit out of each other. And obviously, with Superman, there's an intense level of restraint that he has to exercise when dealing with street level crime or non superpowered people, and that makes it a lot harder to write a compelling story. But a compelling story can still be written if you have a good interpretation of the character. So that's what I'm most excited about. So that's probably
what I mean is, like, he stumbles upon a conspiracy. These people go after Clark Kent, thinking that he's a normal reporter, try and kill him, realize they can't kill him, and I don't know, they can go from there.
I mean, that's an interesting take. Maybe, yeah. I mean, who knows? They could blow up his car. They think he's dead. He has to pretend to be dead because he can't show that he's not. That could be interesting. Or they could try to kill him, and they shoot him, and bullet bounces off, and what the fuck? I mean, there could be a number of things. We don't know. We don't know.
We'll get to Tony next, but I do like Reyes, Green Lantern, John Stewart would definitely be on my list as well. I'd find a way to reinvigorate Birds of Prey with a crossover to Peacemaker. Than the Black Canary project to get Green Arrow. I really liked Black Canary from Birds of Prey. She was a standout from that movie, and that was also a race swap that really worked. And I was intrigued by the start of her character, even showing her powers just a glimpse of her powers at the end, and I would love that version too, to be with a Green Arrow. Ultimately, you don't really need Batman. You could have a Green Arrow type character instead of Batman for it to start.
That was the Arrowverse. I will say I love the Cassandra Cain Batgirl comics, and I despised what they did with Cassandra Cain in that Birds of Prey movie. My least favorite part of that movie. It was a pretty good movie.
Tony, where would you start?
Teen Titans. What's the other one? JSA. The proper JSA with like Green Lantern, Flash, and all that.
Okay.
Doom Patrol. Well, no, Doom Patrol's show, which is pretty good.
Okay.
All-Star Squadron. They could do that.
All right. Nice, CJ. Tony, what would you do?
Oh, my first priority would be to get a really good Lex Luthor because, like Devin's saying, you need that villains,
right?
And the best Superman stories, in my opinion, is when Superman has to use his brain and not his brawn, right?
Okay.
Because you can't take out Lex Luthor. He can't punch Lex Luthor.
Right.
He has to outsmart him, and so he has to figure that out. So definitely get a good Lex Luthor because that's going to carry your universe. He's going to be your Loki of your DC. Then
I changed my
more though.
I'm actually changing my stance based off Tony because I've long said villains really make your really make the movie. Yeah, I would focus on the villains too. That's a smart choice. I like that Lex, but people didn't like that Lex.
I didn't like that Lex.
Right. I understand people. I like that Lex.
I would move on from Lex Luthor, but have him as like a background character.
Oh, well,
but like a major threat that will eventually down the road happen.
Yeah.
But you still need a charismatic actor to carry that. So that way you're interested in to see
so
what's
like
going to
say
happen.
he's in prison or something.
What else would you do, Tony, besides Lex?
Focus on Darkseid because despite what Max thinks, no one knows anything about the character outside of DC hardcore fans, right? The general public, just like the general public was like, who the hell's Thanos?
Right.
They're probably like, who the hell's Darkseid? So DC is in a unique opportunity to actually show the character in whether it's like, mid-credit scenes or during parts of other movies and build up who he is and why he's such a threat and why the Justice League is actually needed to take him out, right?
Does he have a backstory?
No, he just popped into existence one day. It was just like Darkseid.
No, I mean like I don't know. Does he have like a compelling backstory like Thanos?
Well, Thanos' backstory was changed for the movie, so I mean, you could create a compelling backstory if there isn't one. As far as I know, he does have a sort of compelling backstory, doesn't he?
Larry Corkwitz, if this is true, they're not your friend if they're stealing and bilking thousands of dollars from you. I would go to the police.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a question, buddy. Take that.
No. I mean,
for the chat. You.
I'm sorry to hear that, but I don't actually think they're your real friend if they're stealing thousands of dollars from you. That's
wait a minute.
The disturbing part is they have access to your bank account. I don't know what that's all about.
You know what's the real disturbing part? This is the guy that was giving $5 super chats. Is Larry the one who's stealing and spending the money?
Police over bank. I would go to the police because you don't. If that's what you know about, you don't know what else was done.
You need to go to both. You need to go to the police, and then you need to change your banking information so that this person doesn't have access to it anymore.
Right. You need to take that seriously. Maybe he's joking. I don't know.
Maybe go to the bank first, and then they'll contact the authorities.
Eddie, you're in charge of DC. What's your priorities?
I would go Green Lantern, Superman, and Batman.
Okay. No Wonder Woman? No love for Wonder Woman?
I think I would start off with the more
no DCU for Eddie.
I guess. No, I mean, no, I definitely.
He's gonna gender swap them all. So.
Oh, no, I definitely would expand on when it comes to the female superhero like movies. Just I'll focus on those, get proper versions of those characters off first, then build off everything else I do.
Who's the actress that plays Wednesday? She could be Raven from Teen Titans.
That's a good one. Yeah. She's a star. She's a star right now. So definitely. All right, Anthony Cheeseman. How many questions will CJ ask today? I'm not sure. Anthony Cheeseman, what's on TV show you'd like to see turned into a movie? I'm actually more on board for TV shows right now. Like, I don't need everything to be turned into a movie. I really like series. You could dive a little deeper. You get to some deeper stories.
But I'd like to see some books turned into TV shows.
Like Game of Thrones?
Kind of, yeah.
Well,
I was thinking more like series of unfortunate events.
They made a show for that already, CGH.
I know what I'm saying. They make.
I'm
more
waiting for them
stuff
to
like
do a
that.
show for the King Killer Chronicles.
I
but
was just
first
going
they
to
have
say that, Devin.
They have to finish that fucking book first.
Well, they actually have the show in production. They were
Like,
working
they're-
on the show before the third book was actually.
They're working on Eric.
Yeah, they announced that some years ago, but I don't know what. It's kind of like in purgatory right now.
Yeah, I don't think he has an ending. He said it's easier to write a mystery than it is to. He says it's easier to make a box than to fill the box with something.
Yeah,
What's
he
that
Twitch
series,
streams
Alex?
all day now.
Something.
I love those books. I had hardcovers before the old lady.
Thanks,
threw them away.
Larry.
Oh, Alex Rider.
That's a good question from Thomas. MCU or DCU? I say MCU all the way. DCU just had the one that was successful was Wonder Woman at first.
You ever read the series Alex Rider?
No.
That could be a TV show.
Did they make
It was
it a movie or something?
They made a movie, yeah.
No,
I think they made two, actually. They
made a TV show too.
Did they?
CGH. Yes, it's had 2 seasons.
Was it any good?
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I just know that I'm just looking at it. It says there's 2 seasons of it.
Now that Westworld is canceled, I'd actually like to see that become a movie again to give you an answer. Because I like some of the things they did in Westworld. I thought some of it was intriguing, but there was a lot of filler there and meandering, and it went all over the place. And only half of seasons were good. And
Artemis Fowl.
Okay.
They made an Artemis Fowl. CJ just.
But they made a movie. It was awful. Make a show.
Someone get the gong.
Aaron World Order, will CGH ask a bunch of questions? LOL. Yes, probably.
But on the show, not in the mailbag.
We're getting there. We're getting there. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad would they be if they kept Ezra over Henry Gal and Ben?
Very bad.
I don't think they're keeping Ezra. I think it's just to try to promote the Flash, and they're trying to spin it positive, like, well, we'll wait and see. He's getting help. I think that's just so they get the good box office. I don't think they have any intention of
I
using
think
Ezra
they're
again.
killing off Ezra.
But I think Sean made a good point about the potential chemistry that Ezra had on the set of Suicide Squad, or not Peacemaker, rather.
Well, here's the thing. I don't like the way the question's framed because they're not keeping him over. It wasn't like, do you choose Gal Gadot and Henry, or do you choose Ezra?
But that's the way a lot of the fans are going to think.
And
though.
we should be thinking better because we're not those kind of
Well,
fans. We're supposed to
but
be more intellectual on this.
I understand, Tony, but but this is not the way a lot of people are.
Are they keeping John Cena?
Yeah, he's in the background of every movie. You just can't see him.
I don't want Peacemaker not to get season 2. I mean, I don't think it was as amazing as everyone else says. I think it was really good.
I think it
was
ended perfectly. You don't
think
need
it was-
another season.
I think it was more successful than a lot of the MCU shows, but I also think it was niche and it didn't have wide appeal either. Like people that say, "Oh, don't go Snyder, don't go dark." I think the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker have a market too that is not mass market either.
Kind of sucks that we don't get that Starro though.
Well, yeah. What do you think of that, Devin and Tony? I think those two. I'm not suggesting that's what he's going to do for Superman, though. But if we're basing it off what he's done for the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, that's not mass market either.
What makes you say that?
I enjoy it. I believe it's more. There's a lot. I think it reached out just comic book fans with the comedy.
Like,
I don't know. Well,
but this is not a family affair.
The Suicide Squad was the most streamed movie on HBO Max. So
and both of those things kind of have the same vibe as Guardians, which I would say is a mass market. That's proven.
And Guardians is mass market, but that the Suicide Squad Peacemaker is more violent and more. It's like another level of like hangover shit.
I'm not even necessarily sure that the violence in and of itself detracts from its ability to be mass market, because Deadpool has proven that violence can also be mass market. It's just all about the interpretation of it. Like, if it's violent and it takes itself seriously, then it's grim. If it's violent and it's more slapsticky, then it's more lighthearted and it's a little bit more open, I guess. So it's just an interpretation of it.
When they do slapsticky with like violent, I don't know.
Did they have some slapsticky violence?
What I'm thinking is like when they put like a really weird, like Kingsman. It's very upbeat music.
I'm
with
surprised.
Very violent action.
I really
like that.
I mean, I guess it's subjective. I think that Peacemaker, Suicide Squad, I don't think James Gunn's going to do that to him for Superman or his other projects or for the whole DC Studios.
I don't think it's going to be for Superman. No,
but I could think that's just as niche as Snyderverse.
Well,
if you're
going to compare anything, I got to say.
Well, I mean,
hold on. At the very least, the Suicide Squad probably suffered from Suicide Squad having such a bad reception.
The Suicide Squad had a bad reception, but it was very profitable, and it was a mass market product, whereas the Suicide Squad...
Right, but if the first one already had a bad reputation, and the second one has essentially the same name, people were probably like, oh, this is going to be shit too. That's why it became the most streamed movie after people actually saw it, and they're like, hey, you got to watch this on HBO Max. It's actually a good movie.
Well,
it became the most streamed
It was
movie.
one of the first day and dates, that and Wonder Woman.
But it surpassed even the Snyder Cut, Max.
Yes, I admit that, but it is also a new movie going against a.
So people just watch anything because fuck it.
No. There's differences there. The Snyder Cut always had an uphill battle because it's a different version of an already existing movie.
Right, but the Snyderverse and the Snyder fans were saying how great the reception for the Snyderverse was by how many views it got on HBO Max. The Suicide Squad surpassed that in views, and you're like, it's not that big a deal.
No, I didn't say it wasn't a big deal. I'm saying there's factors there too, though. There's differences. I'm not saying it wasn't successful. I'm just saying it's not. I don't believe it's the mass market that they want to have now. I think James Gunn's got to show us something different if he's.
Why would they hire James Gunn then?
He's capable. He's very capable of doing it. Maybe Gunn in a PG-13 DC is going to be a little slightly different and a little bit more palatable for the mass market. We'll have to see. He hasn't done that yet.
How can you say he hasn't done it though?
Are you kidding me? Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad were extremely rated R material. That
doesn't mean anything. Again,
you can't take children to see that.
I think. Well, we're not talking about. We're not quite talking about that because again, I also
watched it with me. My wife was grossed out.
Well,
I liked
Max.
People were grossed out by Deadpool too. But are you arguing that Deadpool didn't have mass market appeal?
No.
What do you consider mass market appeal, Max?
I'm just saying from my personal experience, I couldn't watch that with my family.
Okay, but here's the thing, Max. Wait, Max. You know that Peacemaker was like the second and third most watched show every week it was on, right? The most streamed show almost every week it was on. It's like the second or third. How is that not mass market appeal?
Streaming is different than movie.
No. It was up against other things, Max. Other things. It wasn't just the most streamed thing on HBO. It was the most. It was what each week it was either the second or third most watched streaming series in the U.S. across the board on anything else that was going on those weeks and any other streaming services, Max.
That's significant.
How is that mass market?
I'm still not convinced that it's if Peacemaker was in theaters that it would get this
Also,
Warner
according to
Brothers
Samba
wants.
TV, the Suicide Squad had the biggest HBO Max for Max debut for a DC film, ahead of both Wonder Woman 1984 at 2.2 million and Zack Snyder's Justice League at 1.8 million.
Yes.
So, at the very least, it proved to be more mass market appeal than both Wonder Woman,
84,
a
yes.
PG-13 Wonder Woman,
And a second version of an existing film. Yes.
Well, let's
still-
let's not undermine
Well,
the
I'm not-
the level
I'm
of
not-
importance that
I'm
this particular
saying it's
community has put
I'm
on Zack
saying-
Snyder's
I'm
Justice
saying-
League.
I am saying it's important. I'm saying I'm not.
I'm not
convinced
talking
that-
about important. I'm talking about
saying-
mass
I'm saying-
market
I'm saying
appeal.
that
The
doesn't
general
prove
public
to me
aren't going to watch
that-
it.
Why does that not prove to you that that's not mass market appeal?
It's going to translate to success in the theater with the general audiences and families. You're going to need families if you're going to get to. I mean, there's anomalies.
I don't entirely
They're not-
disagree with you. I
Yeah.
don't disagree with you on that. That's the,
I mean,
that's
but
kind of the
they-
argument
they-
that we were making earlier.
Right. They want now that I'm saying you're
But
going to probably
that's-
have to have a more Guardians 3 version
But that's
done.
but
them-
that you just said it right there. He did it. He did it. He did it in Guardians.
I said he's done it. I'm saying we haven't seen that. All I was saying is we haven't seen that yet with DC.
Suicide
Squad
Squad and Peacemaker are both just R-rated versions of Guardians. That's
Yeah.
it.
And they
Like,
made huge.
Make Guardians more vulgar with a little bit more violence, and it's just Peacemaker and Suicide
You
Squad.
know that James Gunn helped with the Infinity War, and that's one of the best movies.
Yeah.
Like I just I
Max's barrier for what is mass market appeal is just so insane.
That's what they
mean,
said they want. Why
the
is this
general
crazy what I'm
public
saying?
aren't gonna
No, it's not
watch a
crazy that they want mass market appeal. Obviously, they want mass market appeal. The weird thing is, whatever your standard, your specific standard of what mass market appeal means, that's the thing that like I'm getting hung up on. I don't.
I'm doing the Warner Brothers standard that are ridiculous. Their standards are ridiculous.
General
What they wanted.
public don't want to watch 4-hour movies.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's get to the last question, man.
Okay, God damn. All right. Okay, according to neurotic fans on Twitter, I'll never be a legit YouTuber if I don't have neurotic subscriber numbers. It's over. Oh, the horror, the travesty. I shall retire from YouTube and sail the 7 seas. I shall too, CJH. But CJH, you hate water. If you try to sail over. Wow. CJH, why does Max want Lois and Bruce Wayne's baby, who grows up to be Batman's replacement and a dead Robin? I did you enjoy the Project Justice League, CJH? Did you watch it?
It could have been better.
Okay. I enjoyed it. And the CJH has eyes. Okay. Whew. Well, thank you for the mailbag. Thank you, the panelist. We might as well go and get to the 3-hour mark and then end it there. Exactly at 3 hours. Can I get exactly 3 hours? No more, 3 hours.
No
exactly.
more, no less.
Yes.
So, do you want to talk about James Gunn?
No, I don't. I would like silence until I'm not telling him he needs to shut up because he's his own man, but I would prefer that just nothing else blow up until the slate.
Do you think Justice League would have been better had they just scrapped all of Zack Snyder's footage and just
no CJs? That'd be
did it
almost
from
impossible.
scratch?
No.
So Max, what's
Joss
the over and
Whedon
under
version.
on how many James Gunn thumbnails you're gonna have this year?
I don't know.
There's 365 days in the year, so I'm guessing there's gonna be about at least 200 is what I'm going with.
This was in the news today.
What does that have to do with whether or not you're gonna have 200 thumbnails?
It depends on if it's in the news. Then I'll talk about it.
Does
I don't
he
want
have two different eyes?
I don't want to manufacture.
Like one's green and one's blue.
I don't know.
That is a genetic trait that some people have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't looked that
I've
closely.
never noticed that.
It depends on how much he's in the news. I'm going to cover the news. It's going to be on my mind.
As the head of DC Studios, I'm sure he's going to be in the news almost every day.
Yes.
Next.
Okay. Well, I probably will have to cover it.
He's Kevin Feige of DC now.
And I'm not. Listen, if they stopped what I wanted, and they do something else, I don't want it to fail because that'll hurt more. You stopped what I wanted for this shit. No, I want them to. I want them
So,
to do good.
so you
Wait,
wanted
wait,
the baby?
I think it all
from
comes down
Lois
to
and
Max.
Bruce?
It's just what he wants. He's like a giant child throwing a tantrum.
I said,
just
if you're
like
not going
Lois
to
and
do
Bruce's
what I
baby.
want, and you do something amazing, I'll have to learn to accept that. You know, and I'll eventually get there.
Yeah, but what you consider amazing might not be what the general audiences consider amazing.
True.
Certain people don't like Man of Steel. Certain people do. So what if they make really good movies that are very successful, but you don't like them, Max?
I'm just saying the narrative, like that. I want him to. I don't want him to fail. No,
They
I don't.
killed off Robin. The new DC could have a Robin.
Yeah, I get it. All right, Tony, you promoting anything? Devin, see, you know, you have
I'm
a
not
minute.
doing anything.
I got blue check now.
Blue check mark.
Awesome. You're going places, CGH. You're going to be
I
bigger
know.
than Nerdrotic soon.
I know.
You really do?
You could buy
I
it.
do.
Twitter Blue.
I bought it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I don't care. I don't care what you do with your money.
It actually says if you go look on the person's thing, it'll say if they bought it or not.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
I was gonna milk that as a joke.
Here he is.
Just like the website.
Verified. Blue check mark. All right. Devin, what are you working on, man?
I'm just playing games. About to complete my playthrough of Tactics Ogre, and then got to figure out what I'm going to play next.
All right. Go check out CGH. We got 16 seconds. And I don't know what to say for 16 seconds. That's not
just sit in silence.
Go subscribe to my channel, Geek It Away. We got to prove
Subscribe
Matt Jarble wrong.
To me.
Go follow that verify. Oh shit!